god, this cold is not really kicking my ass, but having NyQuil apparently makes me not hear alarms, I guess. BGM Doko. It might unironically be louder than me right now. Oh god. Chat. I have alarms set for both 1:30 and 2:30, and I slept through both of them, and my alarm is like an auto renew alarm, so after it's been ringing for like 3 minutes it'll shut off, and then it'll ring again after like 2 minutes, and it'll repeat that for like 5 times. I slept through all of that. I slept through 12 calls from Binary Mind. I was not waking up. If I die, no one's gonna know because of how hard I sleep. Oh my god. It do be like that sometimes. It do be, and I am very sorry for being so fucking late. Take the Robitussin. I got the NyQuils, brother. Bren Hydra, thank you. Give that fox some chicken soup. I need some chicken soup from the soul, not the Campbells. Mario Trillo, thank you for the member, my guy. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Having been in that position, it was 12 very panicked calls. I'm so sorry. And then I woke up and it was like I had the fucking Indian parasite. I don't. But I was like, oh god. It's already like less than 15 minutes until stream time, and now I'm fighting for my life. Please help. Thank you for not dying. I try my best. They make alarm clocks that have a shaker that goes in the bed and are super loud. Pretty impossible to sleep through. You see, I would fucking hate that like 99% of the time. You're glad I'm alive after last night. Dude, last night was so scary. How in the fuck? Like, what kind of perfect timing is that? That's kind of nuts. It's been 572 days, 17 hours, and 32 minutes since the last protein break. You know, I wouldn't actually even be able to tell if you're genuinely counting or if you just made a number up. The Korean femboys. Last night's stream was crazed. I was having so much fucking fun until the North Korean femboys shut us down. Sorry you missed the collab. Your power went out at 6:35 and it came back on at 10:40. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry to hear about that. That sounds fucking obnoxious. Do I have delicious bacon? No, I did not have time for breakfast. The Korean femboy Arby's Mafia struck again. How could they do this? The K-fam! Can't believe the North Korean femboy hackers colluded with the CCP. When Trigger Point tagged me in that, I was like, what the actual fuck is going on? Can I grab that in a tab, maybe? A motherfucking, it would be under replies, because I replied to him. Chacha's Charlie Kirk mistake had your sides in orbit. I was like, yeah, you know? I know. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. Fucking, and I have, since I woke up late, all of my tabs are very unorganized, so it's gonna be an interesting, drift kind of day. Will you work? No, my browser apparently doesn't want to work, but that's what you're supposed to do, you slut. There we go. So, Trigger Point tagged me that North Korea might have actually shut down the conspiracy stream. I just assumed that it was, like, China attacking our grid system because that's what China does when they're outed for their spy techniques. But this said, here's what appears to be a strategic intelligence analyst on China and North Korean strategic assessments admitting that presidential daily briefings have been massaged to avoid links to the election. And I feel like, right, like we've been talking about how Trump trusts the wrong people since his first presidency. And how, like, he absolutely needs to gut the intelligence community because all they do is work against him. And if you're working against the President of the United States, you're basically committing treason. What are you doing? Like, you cannot like him. You cannot like him. And if you want to keep your job, you have to do what the administration wants. This is all just insanely treasonous behavior. It says, from redacted, NSA redacted, USA Gov redacted, Friday, November 20th, 2020. Redacted, NSA, redacted, US Gov, redacted, NSA, redacted, USA Gov. It's like, it's your favorite part of leaks, right? When everything's just fucking redacted. It just says USA Gov and NSA a bunch of times with redacted shit. Subject, notes the election threat 45-day ICA China section drafting team, classification redacted. All redacted has heard/received nothing. We've deliberately massaged our one pending PDB to avoid any direct links to the election. The massive report we've been waiting on has been chopped up into 13 reports that likely will not get out until late next week. Many/all of them will be cross-posted into redacted or downgraded into redacted so that can be more easily incorporated into the 45-day piece if needed. And then more redacted stuff down here. Strategic Intelligence Analyst, redacted China and North Korea strategic assessments. IC email redacted? I don't even know what that is. More redacted stuff. Thursday, November 19th. All of the redacted USA Gov, NSA nonsense down there. Redact me, mommy. It's all fucking redacted. And it's like, I don't like that these are called declassified when they have so much redacted, kind of like this first commenter person is saying. And then also, if these are people who are working against the president, his administration, and thus the will of the American people, why are their names redacted? They do not deserve the anonymity. They should be well known to all of us who is committing treason. What a great redacted, truly. Classification redacted, classified by redacted, derived from redacted, declassify on redacted. I think I mentioned to you before that there's some pending redacted that makes it clear China has been caught conducting election influence. At least that's how it was described to us. Long sentence redacted. But as you scroll up, note that NSA has deliberately massaged our one pending PDB to avoid any direct links to the election. While this is important for your report, I'm sure, it also has the potential to be a near-term issue that we will need to draw attention to. This is a really good example, but far from the only one, of what I've been raising since this summer. That the IC is deliberately avoiding mentioning a connection to the elections for non-substantive reasons. Obviously, since the redacted isn't released yet, they're holding it until next week. There isn't a PDB, so maybe it won't end up being an issue. But this is a highly irregular way to do things, especially as someone trying to raise tradecraft and substantive objections to the mainline analysis and isn't getting our work incorporated or even mentioned. I like how this person's, like, issue with redacting that China was meddling in our elections was that their work wouldn't be incorporated or mentioned. I feel like there might be a bit more pressing reason to release the information about Chinese meddling? Question mark? Like, I don't know, man. Battleizer, thank you. Can't stop, won't stop. Got this feeling and it's gonna moon ya in your mind that it's gonna be alright. Because the chatter's going late, and the haters going fake. Oh, this is a Taylor Swift song. Foxy just gonna shake it up. Ow, ow, ow. It's me. I'm Taylor Swift now. Riss, thank you for the 10 months on Kick, my guy. Thank you. Big, long time. Like, I don't know, a midterm election? Well, I mean, these were sent back in 2020, so this was, like, for the actual election. You would tell the country that China is attacking us, but you wouldn't advance your career and be put in the spotlight. Not flat enough to be Taylor Swift. True. Congratulations on the wedding. Oh my god. Pal Horse, thank you for the 19 months, my guy. Revenant Legion, thank you for the 23 months. Thank you, thank you. Taylor Swift being an OG 4chaner confirmed. You know, I wouldn't doubt it. Mario Trillo, thank you for the member. Bren Hydra, thank you. I do need chicken soup. Let me catch up on a little bit here since it's been very fast. Wastelander, thank you. Hey, yo, Fox, you Tectone saying your king got a girl up in his crib. You better rein that boy in and set him straight. Also, Munya. I probably have a tab for that somewhere. I think the only worry is that this is the same chick that he went cuck chair shopping with. And so my biggest fear is that Asmon is actually into cucking and not being the bull. And so it's just, I don't want to think of him that way, man. I don't want to think of him as being a cuck. He's back on the Findom. I hate it. I get this woman some amphetamines. I don't want that. No, it's a different, it's not a different Asian. It's literally the same one. I even asked my mods to confirm. It is the same exact one that he went cuck chair shopping with. Declassified's declassified, full stop. It's common sense. Any redaction means it's not ready for prime time. I guess this is just the world we live in. Yeah, we're not allowed to have the good info. Cosmic Fredbear. I'm a little EP, sorry. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, raiders. My Oshi's grieving. Asmon can't be a cuck. He can get a girlfriend, but he can't be a cuck, alright? Be jammin', thank you. You live in a suburb of DC, and today, the air tasted of burning wood. There was the Breaking Bad Mexico filter, and you left work early due to air quality. Day of the rake now. Canada must pay. It's pretty weird to me that, like, there's Canadians actually losing their minds, being like, how do you expect us to control all of this forest? And it's like, I don't know. The way that you used to, so this wasn't a yearly fucking occurrence? Like, what are we doing here? Just do it. It's like you guys have 1% more forest than the US does. What are we doing? Figure it out, Leaf. Soda fed. I need to drink you, buddy. Thank you. This BS is what you do not miss about being an intel analyst for the army. Redactions for stuff related to an ongoing investigation. You're getting a vigorous
spanking because you've been a bad girl.
Declassification authority help BS. And people protecting their careers. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know, like, who thinks this would be protecting their careers, because as soon as it got out, everyone's gonna know that you're a traitor to the whole fucking country. Like, it's just retarded. Thank you, Sudafed. Thank you. Trailstorm, thank you. Hey, Kirsche, hope you're doing well. As well as I can, while I have a head cold, I'm sorry. Just wanted to apologize for upsetting me yesterday. You upset me? You shouldn't have brought up audio troubleshooting during a collab. You should have asked about it in a ticket instead. You really— No, don't apologize. You're fine. You're fine. Yeah, I probably sounded stern because I was, like, driving away from the topic as just, like, we're not going over this. But, yeah, no, you're fine. You're fine, dude. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. No need to apologize. Interesting how Asmon said Dame had an S-type body, but is only dating slim Asians. Sometimes he probably says things for the Kefabe. You blame the lack of water bombers or the lack of cleaning the forest floor of kindling in areas. It almost makes it seem like the climate alarmists purposefully want the forest to catch on fire in lieu of their cause. Kind of reminds me of the, like, guy who set the California fires purposefully because people weren't upset enough about climate change. Beat his ass, Kirsche. He will love— I don't want to beat his ass. I don't wanna. Remember to turn off the mic, not the background music, when you need to release your noise. Oh yeah, the nose cummies. Surprisingly, I haven't had to blow my nose too much. NyQuil working hard, buddy. Hard men working hard. Asmon's weak, brittle plague bones can't handle the thick ladies. He knows what he wants, but doesn't have the body to handle it. Maybe that's why he's going through a training arc. I saw him do, like, a bunch of push-ups the other day. Yeah, Canada is burning and Los Angeles is flooding. Well, at least they get water. That's a rare occurrence. Thank you, Mario Trujillo, for the 25 months. You did what? Thank you. Finally, been waiting long enough. Yeah, I'll take a Dave's triple, a large fry, and a large frosty, thanks. Sir, this is actually not a Wendy's. You might be lost. Lag versus skill, thank you for the one. Can't believe the deep state shut down your stream yesterday. I knew them boys with the thigh-high socks were sus. They truly are. They truly are. Silithin, thank you for the she's late, my phone is broken, stuck at 1:58 a.m. or Kirsche is late, does it matter? It was down under though. Barely a 2-hour collab. Yeah, it's sad that it got cut short. Hopefully we can do a part 2. I was fucking having so much fun, and then the North Korean femboys had to kill us. Artemis Kane, thank you. Helicargus, update. The lettuce fungus is actually from anti-agarthan nematodes. 10,000 goof nuggets have assembled at the Quolokchan pan-dimensional hyperportal. Inject lemon juice now. Well, I'm not a big fan of injections, so could I just, like, fill an entire vat with pure squeezed lemon juice and then put myself in it? I could wear, like, a scuba mask so I could breathe. My player Alex, thank you for the 9 months. Please enjoy placenta pancake. You work for AWS. You had a fire pipe break and doused an area of our data centers with a large amount of water. My bad for breaking the stream, Fox Lady. I bet that's just the cover story so regular normies don't find out that China hacked our shit. I had to go get a bunch of steroid injections over the past few days. I'm sorry to hear that. Mr. Toast, thank you. You reinstalled Temple OS and you started praying, asking St. Terry to protect me from the glowies for when I someday try to do that stream again. St. Terry, please. Unpleasant summer evening. Dinner was grilled steak, fries, and mushroom sauce. Life is good. Hope your cold goes away fast. Me too. Me too. I hate having a cold. I want to go swimming! I want to build a fucking pool already, chat! I want to have a pool so I can just become the water foxu. I could just bring my PC poolside, don't say anything, and then I can just swim while streaming. You can't focus, or you can't fool us. Fed is what the gay North Korean femboys said, you know? Thrud, thank you. What would happen if a foxu took both NyQuil and a gummy at the same time? I don't think I want to find out what would happen. I think I'm okay not mixing those things together. You keep dropping things on your office floor and they just completely disappear. You think under your desk is a portal to the back rooms? That happens to me occasionally. Maybe our desks have a portal linked together. And your missing stuff comes to my room, and my missing stuff goes to your room. Help. Oh boy, sleep without dreams. Massive Doge, thank you. We should take a closer look at Arcadia. I don't know what that is. Binary Mind, thank you for the 37 months. Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Yesterday's interwebs issues were startling since your own internet borked itself at the same time as Kirsche's stuff. Man, I have mosquito bites still. If that's the case, drop your panties. What the fuck? Patchouli, thank you. Good morning, ya. As it was lost in the flurry of last night's shenanigans, you'd like to celebrate with you all that you are returning to your previous employer for better pay and less nonsense. Fuck yeah, buddy. Congratulations, Patchouli. Hopefully you'll have less driving. I feel like half your super chats are talking about how you're about to go on a 200+ mile drive. So hopefully less driving. Going back to your old job. Congratulations on more pay, dude. God hates taxes, thank you. The Canadians are attacking the US with shitty air quality. I saw some tweets, I don't know how true that is, but I saw some tweets that currently, with the Canadian fire air, Detroit has like the worst air quality in the world at the moment. Imagine living in Detroit and having worse air quality than China or India. That's crazy. Why is this happening? My phone is just going crazy. Who is this? Ooh, red biker shoes. Get out of my fucking face. You're worthless. Alright, perfect. Okay. Oh, that's crazy. What the fuck? What the fuck? I wasn't expecting any of my furniture for my bedroom to get here until like mid-August, but I had a separate order for the lighting And the lighting showed up Monday. But there were, like, other lighting that were not supposed to show up until mid-August. And I never got an email for those ones, but my lady was just like, oh yeah, those also showed up. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Lamps. Boston is officially the worst city to drive through. Well, I mean, yeah, anyone with eyes could have told you that. Like, what do you think is gonna happen when you have, like, dirt roads and horse-drawn carriage paths that they decide to pave over? And we have, like, giant, big man cars in current year that can't fit on those roads. And half of those roads are brick paved and one-ways that cars can't go on anyway. I was just like, it's an absolute clusterfuck of just, like, streets that are too small, streets that are brick paved for walking traffic instead, and then streets that are one-ways. If you've never driven in, like, the Massachusetts area, it's really fucking bad. Your backyard looks like Tommy Chong moved in. I don't understand that reference. Rock roll this, thank you. Good morning, ya yappy white foxy woman. Being a space trucker, whether in Star Citizen or Elite Dangerous, is such a chill, soothing activity. Try it. I don't know if I want to. Be jammin', thank you. She collabed with Cha-Cha more. You thought because of other tubas she collabed with Cottontail Cocoa others that she wouldn't just be so effing based. Well, it's just like, I don't know, you just collab with people you vibe with, and I think that's fine. I was like, I don't care who she collabs with, like, outside of me. It's her friends, no big deal. It's a weed joke, what? Texas Tunic, thank you. Got your cursed merch in yesterday, and damn, the wall scroll is nice. Fuck yeah, buddy! I've been slowly seeing people tweet out some merch images, and so I've been retweeting those. Thank you for not hiding hate symbols in the images. Is an ancient cat BPY a Neanderthal? Oh, cat boy. I was like, what? What the fuck? Weeds in the backyard, 4 feet tall. Cheech and Chong probably would have smoked them all. What the heck? What the heck? I have some giant lamb's ear plants that are like as tall as I am, but they have like yellowish flowers, and so I was kind of sad. But the lamb's ear plant that I showed you guys that was in a pot that I bought from a local lady, those are not quite as big, maybe because they're not as old. I don't know how lamb's ear works, but the ones that I bought have purple flowers, and they're so cute. I also know Boston is ID theft capital. So many people in Boston are trying to scam disability and utility bills. That doesn't surprise me either. Seal Boy, thank you. I have to scroll again. Where'd you go? Lurkin' and workin'. I hope you have a good day at work, dude. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Exohammer, thank you for the 33 months, my guy. Thank you, thank you. Did I see Jimothy the Raccoon? I did! And I sent Jimothy the Raccoon to Tim because his name online has been Jimothy for like as long as I've known him. I was like, what the fuck did you do? Phoenix DS, thank you. Missed last night's collab after cleaning out the house, making dump runs. China to keep sending your tax dollars to Ukraine instead of preparing to fight forest fires. They just don't understand Smokey the Bear. They can't. Courtney Ashley, thank you. Hi, Kier. This is the first stream you've been able to catch live. Hope I have a great day and feel better. Thank you. Thank you for the kisses. Thank you. Rock roll. Not rock roll this. Mr. J Rock. We have another rock man. Thank you, J Rock. The Munya will continue until morale improves. Attempts will be made. Sonic Extreme, thank you. So when are the commie femboys going to war with the Nazi femboys? That'll be funny to watch. As a normal femboy, you'll be over here with model kits and Kirsche wallet whenever that ships. Thinking about war in the future being like effeminate men dressed in anime cosplay running at each other. But some will be commies and some will be Nazis. What an interesting future. Battleizer, thank you. Can confirm Detroit air was/is shit right now. I'm sorry that you live in Detroit. 007 Zen Master, thank you. Air full of smoke and getting rain. Acid rain. I don't like acid rain. The wallet's cute. Yours got here fast. Fuck yeah, buddy. Fuck yes. And then the non-effeminate men will just be the snipers. Stay out of the way of all the femboys. Jesus Christ. Can't have shit in Detroit. Not even air. Isn't this the plot of Hetalia Axis Powers? I don't know. I don't know, man. Oh, God. Speaking of, I mentioned to you guys that I downloaded the new Digimon game because somebody in chat had told me it was coming out. And I was like, fuck yeah, bro, I want to play a Digimon game. Let's fucking go. It's awful. It is... I even tried, like, linking my account so that I could bring it up on stream while I was showing the game off. But I don't think that worked. I don't think it worked because... Does it still show up if I go to menu? Data link. Okay, no, it just gives me a login. So I have absolutely no idea if it worked. Because after I made a Bandai Namco account, because I didn't have one, it went to a white page with a whole bunch of code on it. And I had a checkbox that said pretty code, which just made the code align itself in a more readable way. But I don't think it actually linked my account. And it is called Digimon Up, I believe. And it's an AFK battler that doesn't work unless your phone is active. So you know how most AFK battlers, you can like do your dailies and then shut the game off and then like it'll auto battle while the game is off? This won't auto battle while the game is off. Oh no, it's one of those. I was like, I've never seen an AFK auto battler that doesn't work if the game isn't open. That's really stupid. It's a shitty idle game. Yeah, it is. It really is. It's platinum stupid. AFK battler looks inside. Doesn't work when AFK. How the fuck do you win an idle game? Or how do you fuck an idle game? Yeah, I don't know. I do not know how they managed to fuck it so spectacularly. But also, like, the gameplay... I'm gonna have to check if my linking worked, because, like... The visuals make so much more sense for trying to show off how fucked this game is. You saw Dizzy say that shit will be dead in 3 months. They'll probably stretch it to about a year. I feel like most games, even if they're dead on arrival, they last about a year before they shut down. Okay, let me just close it on my phone in case I did actually manage to link correctly. AFK auto battler game doesn't auto battle when the app is closed. They really cooked the worst shit imaginable and expected people to gobble it up unquestioningly. The UI is such a clustered mess. It is. It's really fucking bad. That's hilarious. Even Honkai Star Rail's idle auto battler event from a few patches ago continued to battle when the game was closed. I don't know if it's like a bug or they purposefully designed it that way, because it's like, if they purposefully designed it that way, they basically are telling on themselves that this game is nothing but a cash grab, right? Because if the only way the game works is when the phone is on, the only people who are going to be able to take advantage of that are whales, because they typically are working in jobs where they can have their phone on them 24/7. The minute it said it was a mobile game, you knew it was gonna be trash. 99% of mobile games are just a cash grab, sadly. Yeah, this is a little bit more, I think, obvious than most about it just being like, we want to take your money. This is a whales playground. You can play it free to play, but you're gonna get fucked. If it was a PC game, you'd think it was a Bitcoin miner, you know? Master Prick, thank you. r/Digimon is shitting on the game hard. As they should. It's really fucking bad. New version available? Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. They had like an emergency maintenance last night. Oh god. It went down from a 3.1 to a 2.3. Because I mentioned it on last night's collab. And it was at like 3.1 stars, and now it's at 2.3. That's fucking hilarious, dude. Holy shit. Yo, I was gonna try and put it on my emulator, because I was like, oh, it'll be so much better to have it AFK play on the emulator than on my phone, right? Aha. It's common decency, though, to at least pretend it's a game. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. 1 star, here we come. I would be very impressed. Watch, it was Bandai that took you down, and not Korea. Touch to start. Language English. Confirm. Yes. Alright, terms of service. Sure. Accept, I guess. Reject all analytics gathering. I have a feeling this is not my game. Yeah, that's not my game. Okay, so... I don't know. I guess I don't... Let me see if there's a place to log in, because I didn't see a place to log in. All you have to do, Bamco, is give us a decent VPET on phones. A lot of people really wanted something similar to, like, Digimon World 1, or even World 2, or Time Stranger, and they're just like, here's an auto battler that's egregiously, whale heavy. Time to get Kirsche's Forza livery. Ooh! Ivan McDeath, thank you for the 14 months, my guy. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Emperor Creatine, thank you. Since Russia is clearly backing Republicans, why don't we ask China to back us? This is a real quote by Hillary Clinton. So the Russian collusion wasn't just, like, mass lying, they actually believed it? Max Free, thank you for the 6 months, my guy. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Was Bamco such a hit-or-miss publisher? I don't know if it's hit or miss. Because, like, I think they used to be good, but now they are not. Similar to, like, Ubisoft, you know? Okay. Yeah, there's nowhere. There's a menu button. Data link. Please select the link if you already have an account for playing Digimon Up. I do. Probably. Okay, let's see if this works. I also thought it was really funny that they have, like, oh, you can log in with an account that you already have on, like, PlayStation or Xbox or Nintendo or Steam or Apple or Facebook or Twitter or Twitch or Line or Google. And I was like, oh, Google login, so easy. I won't even have to remember a password. And then Google was like, actually, this app doesn't meet our security standards, so you can't log in with your Google account. And I was like, what the fuck? Literally just fucking you on all corners. Okay, alright. Easy sign in. I don't want a passkey. Fuck off. That was certainly a sign. The following game data is linked to an account that is logged in. Link this game data. Yes? Okay. Overwrite game data? I mean, yeah. Is it player level 0? Yeah. Data link complete. Okay. I hope that doesn't log me out on my phone, because that would be really weird, but that is, like, the level of scuff I would expect here. Right, English, please. Apply. English, yes. Okay, alright. We're fucking jamming. How do I rotate? How do I rotate the game? I don't think I can. Device settings. Display. Screen settings. Screen style. Nope. Window position and size. Auto rotate with app orientation. Okay. Alright. Alright. Chat, we did it. We did it, and now I can show you the horror that is this game. I guess it would have to be... What would I use for it? I guess I can just click on it in BlueStacks and hope that it auto... Okay, it does. Beautiful. Alright, so how much of this is getting cut off? A good amount, okay. Alright, okay, that's not good. What if I just dragged it up here? Oh, now we're cooking with fucking olive oil, buddy. Is it not that button? No, that's snappy. Okay, so it is this button. Okay, I think I've got it. I think I've got it. It looks fine. The sprite art is not bad. The sprite art is not bad. Sprite art is not bad. Do you see how many fucking pop-ups I get just from logging in, bro? These are like, hey, we're gonna sell you some shit for really fucking cheap. You should buy it because it's a limited time only. I had like 24 of these things at one point. It was pretty fucking ridiculous. And then, let's see, you also have battle passes here. Not just one battle pass, not just 2 battle pass, but 4 battle passes! You have the regular battle pass, which I did end up getting premium of just to see. Whenever I play a new mobile game, I usually spend like 10 bucks. 10 to like 12 bucks is like my limit on a new mobile game. Just to see how like egregious the pay to win is gonna be. Holy whale, Batman! And it's yeah, it's pretty egregious as well. If you look at like the rewards here on the standard banner, this is like 1 gacha ticket for the regular gacha. These green things are like the shit that you just get passively from killing stages. I think this is a furniture item. I can't really see it. This is like a gear ticket. These are like footprints for the fucking exploration mode. A speed up ticket, like a Digimeat seed. Like you're getting kind of cucked on this side, right? Whereas on the premium side, you get like 2 gacha tickets. These are like 10 acceleration tickets. This is like a furniture item. This is a special gacha ticket for like pulling Tai and Agumon. These are attack things for the exploration mode. This is another Tai and Agumon. These are for like upgrading your buddy or whatever the fuck. This is a War Greymon pull ticket. Like you just get, like it's just so much more shit on the pay to win side. Holy shit. What game is this? Digimon Up? Don't fucking play it. Don't play it. And then you go to this battle pass, which obviously I'm not gonna buy the premiums of. But you get like 25 to, it looks like 50 gear tickets. Whereas on the premium side, it's like 150 to 300. I'd so many more, dude. That's insanity. Why is this its own fucking battle pass? Same with the pulls. These are like the regular common gacha pulls. These are for the cards, because there's a card summon and a Digimon summon. And then, whoops, I clicked off of the game because I'm not used to vertical. These are the pulls for the Digimon and not the cards. So, not only are there 4 fucking battle passes, not only are there 4 battle passes, but if you go to the gacha pull, oh look, I have a draw skill card summon right now. If you go to the gacha pulls, there's Tai and Agumon here, and you have a daily pull that you can do with 3,000 of the currency that you just get in game, but otherwise the rest of it is done through premium currency or these tickets if you bought the premium battle pass. And same with War Greymon. He also has a 3,000 green gem a day, like 10 pull that you can do. Otherwise, you have to use money dollars or get the premium tickets. It's pretty fucking rough. And then you have the regular gacha over here, where when you start the gacha, it's at level 1, so you're only capable of getting N cards. So N is the only thing you can get when your gacha is at level 1. And then at level 2, you finally get some rare cards. At level 3, the percentages change. Percentages change again at level 4. Level 5, you finally can get blue cards. Level 6 is where I am right now. Level 7, you can finally get purple cards. And if you're lucky, and the game survives long enough, if you get up to level fucking, I think 25. Nope, it's a little higher. Nope. Okay, maybe it doesn't work. Okay, level 30 is the total. I guess you still get N cards in the card drop. But on the actual Digimon summon here, the N goes away eventually. Was it the Digimon summon? Or maybe I'm thinking of the... No, I'm thinking of the other gacha. Sorry, chat. There's just so many gachas in this game. There's just so many fucking gachas. I think this is really fucking stupid. I think having like a level up gacha where you're precluded from getting higher quality cards when you first start playing is really fucking stupid. You gotta level your pull. Yeah, you gotta fucking level your pulls, dude. That is incredibly scummy. Incredibly scummy. And then like let's just do a summon here. You know, always want to do the 30 pulls because it gives you an extra 5. And yup, that's a bunch of shit that I'm never gonna use. Let's complete my quest. The other gacha is this thing down here, which I have off at the moment. I guess I can turn it on. And it's where you get your gear. I don't know why this is showing up. Sell that fucking piece of trash. Oh, I guess because it reset my shit. I was here, and I was at 2. Apply. Wait. Fuck. Sell. Get out of my face, you retard. 1. Apply. Okay. So this is the other gacha, and this is the main gameplay of this game. So, the gameplay is the auto battler. When you kill things, you get, sometimes you get little things that go into here, and you pull this. You can auto pull it, which is what I have it doing, and it'll create different gear for you. And the gear that you can pull is dependent on the level of your hologram device. So as you can see, I'm at level 12. I no longer get normal gear. So rare, like the green rare gear is the lowest tier gear that I can get. And it goes all the way up. And eventually, like, the N is already dropped off for me. You saw the R drop off at 16. Does HR drop off at all? Yep, HR drops off at 25. And then 30 is the max stage, where you have EX plus at a 0.030% chance. So you have this as the main gacha for, like, getting your gear and getting stats. And then you have the card gacha, the Digimon gacha. This one that's not even unlocked yet, unlocks 12 days after server launch. There's another gacha that's not even fucking unlocked yet. And then you have the special gachas for the buddies and the special gachas for the support Digimon. So there's like a million different fucking gachas in this stupid fucking game. This is dirty. It's so fucking dirty. It's so dirty and grotesque. And then, as you can see, there's a view ads button. You don't get to view ads for the premium summons, but for the cards and for the Digimons, and I'm assuming maybe when they release the crests? I don't know. It doesn't have an ad button, but you can view 2 ads to do 2 15 pulls in a day. And then when you go to fuck off, oh, it's a UR, never mind. 235, skill, critical rate, and stun rate. Oh, I definitely want that. I definitely want that over the one that I have. We want all of the stun rate possible. All right, so there's dungeons. These are like your daily dungeons. Like if you play Azure Lane, you know, you go and get your daily materials. And you also level up each of these dungeons manually every time you use a ticket. So you start off getting like pitiful amount of resources, and you have to build up to getting like any worthwhile amount. And then also every day you can watch 2 ads to get 2 more attempts to level up your daily dungeons. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 daily dungeons that you can do twice a day, and then also watch 2 ads each of to level up your dungeon to get better parts. And also, as you can see, my first one is on 21 and this one is on 6 because these 2 didn't unlock until later. These 2 dungeons did not unlock immediately like everything else did. It's all ad. Yeah, the game is basically watch some ads and click on a button occasionally. This is gonna be the greediest gacha game you've ever seen. But wait! There's more! So, this thing is also how your Digimon and you yourself as the tamer get experience. So every time it deletes a piece of gear, your Digimon gets experience, you get experience. You both level up. More! Yeah, you both level up. And you can get, like, icons from leveling up, like, certain Digimon. Like, occasionally your Digimon will have, like, a food icon. And if you click on the food icon, your Digimon will be like, hey, I love you, thanks. And there's also frames that you can get by leveling up or getting certain Digimon. You know, just certain things like that. You'd rather buy time, stranger. These are all jailable offenses. There's the idle time reward bucket, which has 8 hours max. I'm used to these being like at least 12 hours at a bare minimum. So an 8-hour max idle timer is just like, baby, what is you fucking doing? What is happening? And then, let's see, what else do we have here? Let me complete some of these quests that don't make any fucking sense. Oh, you have an acceleration you can do to turn your combat to ×2. but you can only ×2 your combat twice a day, each time by watching ads, and it only lasts for 30 minutes. I don't even know what to say about that shit. Here's something else, alright? This is from one of the daily dungeons. It's like a Digivice thing that you need these little parts for. These Digi-chips to research more parts. For some reason, mine decided it was going to research only fucking lenses. So I have like 4 out of 5 lenses and then only one other thing. But since this is from a daily dungeon, I don't even know if I want to like waste chips leveling up things. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy. And there's Digivice skins, I don't know, available for purchase in the camp shop. Camp shop. Okay, so these are from Guild Shop, I guess. Those are from the Guild Shop. This is also another daily dungeon thing where you like equip USB sticks that give you stats. And if you have like sets of them, like a 2 set or a 4 set, they give you bonus stats. And you can also level these up, again, from the materials you get from doing daily dungeons. It's just insanity how much there is to fucking toggle around. And then, oh yeah, you can level up your tamer rank, which is separate from your tamer level that gives you extra stats when you do certain tasks here. But your skill cards, you level up your skill cards by pulling in the gacha. And since you're not able to get higher rarity cards until you level up your gacha, you're kind of stuck using like shit tier ones. And it's just really obnoxious. Look at her silly hat. To make a game way overcomplicated. It's overcomplicated, and it's just like all of these menu systems are designed to obfuscate the fact that you are constantly ad-walled or paywalled at like every single corner. And then also you can customize your character. You get like the armor drops that you get in the hologram thing from the auto battling is how you unlock these. So you just get these things mostly by playing the game. Some of the stuff is pay to win. Because the costumes do have stats before they just become cosmetics. And so there's like the Patamon head came free with pre-registration. The Gatomon head was literally $1. I say head, but it was like the full costume. And then the Agumon one was $3, but I was like, I'm not giving you any more money, bro. Like you've gotten all of the money from me that you shall get. Too awesome for you. Thank you for the member, my guy. Thank you. This is something you can upgrade your character's gear with points. You get points by spending gems. You get gems by spending coins. You get coins by spending experience. You get experience by spending money. Kind of bullshit. It really is. It really is. You gave them money. I spend like 10 to 12 bucks on every like new mobile game that I play. Just to see how egregiously pay to win it is at the beginning. Usually it takes you about a week or two to figure out how egregiously pay to win it's gonna be. But this game is just unabashedly egregiously pay to win. Devin Adair, thank you. When are we going back to Azure Lane? You lost me at 4 battle passes. 4 battle passes is fucking insane. Cladex, thank you. Playing it for free, stuck on 204 and champion. Yup. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. I guess as a fun fact, if you are intending to play this horrific cash grab of a game, you want your Digimon to be SP recovery. So if you don't have your Digimon set to SP recovery, you want to come over here, this little like battle chip thing in the top corner, click on that, and you want to go here, and you want to switch them to the SP recovery tree, because it's fucking broken. It is absolutely fucking broken. Like, I do not know how they managed to have, like, look at my HP recovery in a second here. Fucking, what is this? This is a UR, somehow better than the GR. Oh, it's a higher level. Yeah, we're gonna just sell that. We're gonna just sell that. So, like, I'm gonna die here because I'm at a level that is way above what I should be doing because I have SP recovery. But, like, look at the way my HP recovers when I'm just battling regular random retards. Like, just, like, it's impossible. It's impossible to kill me. Most mobile games like this will have more than 5 currencies, all bought with IRL money, but converted into another just to obfuscate the legality of it. Yeah, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Huster the Fool, thank you. Awalawa, Fox Lady. How could you be shilling a gacha? I'm not shilling. I'm telling you, don't play this. If it's money, please take mine. Also, Marcus Arubius, first of his name, dropped a banger speech. I did not hear Marco Rubio's speech. Smug Goat, thank you. Were you supposed to get a new model soon, or are you hallucinating? Kevin was supposed to come back from vacation on the 11th. He extended his vacation for a week, so he's gonna start when he gets back. A-Train, thank you. Geez, Ty, your gacha gives you 4 battle passes? Thanks, I hate it. Lag versus skill, thank you for the 1. Diablo Immortal type shit. Yeah, it's bad. Psycho, thank you for the 22 months. You'd rather pay for OnlyFans than this crap? Almost 2 years of the munya. Hell yeah, buddy. Hell yeah, buddy. And too awesome for you. Thank you for the member. Thank you. What is this? What is this? You are? They're both UR? Okay. This is just a higher level, 78 instead of 71. This one has stun rate, so even that has a little higher stats. I'm not gonna take it. Be jammin', thank you. The amount of whaling in the Digimon game is very reminiscent of Star Citizen. They just recently allowed people to spend $1,000 to have a chance to send an essay to buy a $5,000 ship they haven't made. You have to pay $1,000 to have a chance to send an essay that you also have to write. To then just buy another ship that's $5,000 that doesn't even exist yet. This is... Pay for a chance to pay. This isn't even winning. Pay for a chance to pay. What the fuck are we doing? Joseph Matthews, thank you. We could live in a world where we're watching Kier play Pal World, but instead we get this. We don't have to live like this. I wanted to try the Digimon game. I wanted to try it, all right? Okay? And then, but wait, there's more. Under the Explore tab, you have all of these different menus here, because why not? You have Digital World Search, which you can see these timers down here. You have timers to get, like, steps to walk. The middle one is attack, and then the bottom one is a dash. So, like, you're gonna, like, go up here. All right, let's kill this one just to see. All right, nothing. And then we're gonna dash through these. Look, I got some shit. Woo! Woo! Why not go back one and then kill all of these with another dash? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's not. Let's go back one again. Let's dash again. Insufficient dashes. Never mind. We're gonna just kill these like a beast. Just use my attacks there. All right. All right. Wasn't that fun, chat? Didn't you have fun? You can buy more of these with extra real-life money dollars if you want. Apparently, you get a treasure chest after you've moved 1,000 meters. I've had this game open 24/7 since it released on my phone, and this is as far as I've gotten. I haven't even gotten halfway to a single treasure chest, and I've had this game open 24/7 for about 2.5 days. That's kind of ridiculous. Why haven't you installed this yet? Because I needed to explain how angry this game makes me, alright? You get the different dimension box, and you can see I have a guy in here. You can put a guy in your box to get you whatever the fuck currency this is. I get 7 per minute. I don't know what it does. I guess I can buy stuff in the shop with it. But, like, I already got this experimental LCD, so what's this one for? I don't know. If you go in my decor, like, I already have it. I don't. Oh, I guess I can buy more to enhance it because it has stats. Thanks, game. I would love to, as I'm getting how many? 7 thingies per minute. I would love to buy your 65,000 thingy cost item. What the fuck is this game? I just enhance my furniture, bro. And then you can put, like, multiple guys in here. I have 1 out of 4 boxes used, but every time I click on another box, it just shows me my first box. So what the fuck? What the fuck? Can I just, this buddy's already connected. Can I do this? Can I do this and connect him? If I connect him, does it take him out of my party? I don't fucking know. Does it work? No, a buddy is already connected to this DD box. So what the fuck are the other 3 for? What the fuck are we doing? 50 whole steps for 2,000? What a steal! Rock Roldis, thank you. The Odin, the 5K ship, is a crock of shit. To get the full experience of Star Citizen, all you have to do is buy a starter pack, which is about $45. Yes, but when games have, like, egregious levels of payment stuff, it's going to create a bad game experience for everyone involved. You can put multiple guys in your bot. You know, I don't know, man. Wastelander, thank you. Stop, Kirsche. We want Foxu News. Stop the torture. But wait, there's more. You can go to the meat field And you can level up your meat gardener helpers when you level up your meat field. And you level up your meat field every time you gather meat. And you gather meat by planting meat seeds and then watering it with tiny watering cans. I think the only way to get huge watering cans is real money dollars. I haven't seen any huge watering cans yet. But you water it and then you wait hours and then they give you meat. And then when you get meat, you go to eat and you eat the meat. And you have 5 different skill slots that unlock at different eat levels. I'm at eat level 3. You level up your eat level by eating the meat. And so even if you get something that you want to keep here, like I can lock one now because I have 2 slots, but you couldn't lock it when you only had 1 slot. So you just had to keep re-rolling. And now it's like, well, I like skill damage up and I like counterattack damage. I don't really want to re-roll it, but I can't level my eat level if I don't re-roll it. If I don't level my eat level, I can't get more slots. So it's like, I'm just kind of fucked. And there's also training, all right? Inside the digital world search, you saw me picking up these orange leaflets on the ground. The orange leaflets are used in training to give you more stats. Woo! I was going down the, like, attack and crit tree, but then I got cock-blocked by the attack and crit tree saying that I need to level up my defense for some reason. So now I'm spending points leveling up defense so that I can have more fucking crit rate. There's no ads available at this time. What do you mean by this? I was gonna say you can save time by watching ads, but apparently they don't have any ads to serve me right now, so I can go fuck myself instead. Holy shit. Lady Takadashi, thank you. This game is satire made real using our childhood. Yeah, it's fucking bad, dude. Like, there's not even any kind of real animation up here. It's just him humping a rock. There's no love in this game. This is just, let's take advantage of autists who are suffering from nostalgia. Oh, I don't want to click all of these, man. Okay. This is just like whenever you see a new Digimon or you get a new Digimon, it gets added to your Digidex thing. But I don't want to click on the exclamation point of all of those. That's kind of obnoxious. And then you have your camp, which is your guild shit. And that's basically it. You can do 2 daily attacks, and you can help people do whatever they need to do. I don't know. You just fucking hit the support button. Whatever, man. Whatever, man. And then this is also broken. Let's see if it works on emulator. You have to hit the attempt button, and then it takes like 2 minutes to throw you into the battle because it's bugged out of its fucking mind right now. But when I was suffering on the toilet, I was trying to play it and I was just like spamming the button because like waiting wasn't working anymore. So like I don't know exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have any pudding until you eat your meat. Might make sense if they were using the old pixels as a throwback. It's like, I think the pixel art's really fucking cute. But it's like, come on, man. Digimon World 1 had more animations than this. Earlier, checking the rankings fixed it and let you try. Check the rankings. Alright. Okay, we're checking. We're attempting. It lagged a little bit. A virus Digimon made this game. One of the dungeons is so, like, egregiously nostalgic. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I did stop watching the Digimon TV show. But the only time we saw that, like, weird white area in Digimon that was filled with, like, Ferris wheels and carousel horses was in Digimon the first movie. I haven't seen it anywhere else, and they use that as a background for one of the daily dungeons. Ethereum Minormon, the Gotchapocalypse. Yeah, so this isn't even letting me fight this guy, and my attempts are maxed out, so I can't even get more attempts today because I can't get in and play it. Made in China. You've seen more care given to H games, and they make those with one hand. True and fucking real, unfortunately. Oh, and just like the cards, when you pull more Digimon, you level your Digimon up, but also since you're gacha locked, having to level up things, the only way to get higher tier rarity stuff is to wait. The only reason I have an SSR is because it was a pre-registration thing, and the UR was from the first battle pass. So that's the only reason I have those things. You know, fuck everyone, I guess. Oh, look, more gear. What is this? UR 79, fucking... Nope, I don't want that. And that's the game. That's the entire game. That's what you do. It's so fucking stupid. It starts humming the theme song in the fetal position to survive. It just works. Namco Bandai. It was pretty fucking bad. It's Lily from Tekken's partner Numemon. What is this guy talking about? Nutaku making better games than this is wild. Truly fucking is, yeah. You've heard good things about Digimon Beat Break, the new anime, but you haven't seen it. I haven't watched Digimon TV show. I guess, yeah, it is an anime. I haven't watched Digimon anime since, like, whichever one had the Digi Armor Energize. That was the last one I watched. I don't know what season that is. Lag versus skill, they give the wand. Never forget. Todd Howard started all of this. I'm so sick of Todd Howard. Season 2. Lily from Tekken is a Digi-Destin and has a partner Numemon in one of the games as a crossover. That's so fucking weird. That's so strange. What the hell? But yeah, I would highly recommend not playing Digimon Up. I was like, it's not even a game. It's like a cash grab disguised as a game. It's just get like some shitty guy in a trench coat behind a veneer of a game, reaching his hand into your pockets and stealing your money. I'm playing it right now. It's really bad. It's really fucking bad. A $20 horse armor started all of this. Never forget the sins of Todd Howard. I think the worst part is, like, the people that defend these things. And, like, again, as somebody who talks about how a lot of game companies need to start suffering for what they've done, normies don't care. The global chat in this Digimon game are people basically saying, well, it's got some egregious pay to win, but, like, you know, I like the sprites and it makes me happy, so I'm gonna play it anyway. And because of people like that, we're never going to have game companies actually fix their shit. Because the people like that severely outnumber the people like us who are like, hey, maybe give us, like, a real game instead of just a cash grab, you know? But because we seem to be the minority, game companies have no reason to try and give an actual game. And it makes me happy every time a game company like Ubisoft suffers the consequences of their actions. Because it's like, holy shit, we might be the minority, but we've actually made some fucking progress. Who would have thought that the minority of gamers who care about the quality of the game also make up the majority of people willing to pay for games? That's kind of crazy. Wake up, sheeple. Quando Bandui, thank you for the 14 months. I got so mad I gave myself a stomach ache. Oh god, I'm gonna vomit. Hold on. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not good. I don't have anything to eat, chat. I'm gonna... Well, I have crackers, but that's not like a meal. I'll eat a cracker and see if that helps.
At your house!
Or in the ring.
No, in real life. I'm going to stalk him and become obsessed with him. And wear his makeup. And his dresses. And use his skin as a coat. Like the ancient Irish did.
Well, that...
I want to be the winner, but I'm so pukey! Flying Nanook, thank you. Just got back to town and had to pay property taxes. This game sounds like they're trying to give you or your local government a run for their money on being a hot, scummy mess. On the plus side, having a migraine means it can't make you feel worse. I hate having to pay property taxes. I think of all the taxes, it's like the least egregious one, and I really hate that like push that's been all over social media of like, we need to completely get rid of property taxes while also increasing your income taxes. And it's like, whoa, 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 hold on. The boomers have already ruined enough. I'm not eliminating a housing tax for them just so they can tax my income more for their social security. You can fuck right off. I will vote every time to keep my fucking property tax until the boomers die. Should just delete them both. If that was an option, yes. But I'm going to vote to keep property tax until the boomers die off, because no, I'm not having a higher income tax because you selfish son of a bitches want to hoard your dragon pile even longer. Fuck yourselves. Not enough homeowners, but everyone has income. I just fucking get rid of Social Security, Gondeb pyramid scheme of a program. It's like, in theory, it would work out, but unfortunately, we've added so many people to our system that it's just untenable. BlackRock owns so much property they're being taxed on. You love Callie being like, oh, I forgot to charge you the right amount in property taxes the last 3 years. Oh, we passed a law to reclaim the difference. You have 12K just sitting in your account, right? What the fuck? That's ridiculous. What the actual fuck are they even doing out there? Pika Hiri, thank you for the yen incoming. No income tax, but 45% tax on everyone under 55. If the Zoomers didn't rise up and create, like, the Zuma Waffen to delete the old people instituting that, I would just completely lose faith in everything. Refuse to pay for anything on a free-to-play game. That's typically how you should do, yes. I just, when I play a game for the first time, like when it first comes out, they usually have a whole bunch of, like, pre-registration, pre-release, hello first-time bonuses, and I'm like, I'll throw, like, 10 bucks, 12 bucks, you know, it's not a big deal. Just to see how egregiously bad it is. I think this is probably the worst game I've played. Like, usually I'm like, oh, it's just like 10 bucks, it's not a big deal, you know, I tried it. This was just like, I actually regret giving them, like, 10 bucks. It's also a Hail Mary, you can't retroactively make somebody a criminal under the US Constitution, and Callie is trying to make people de facto tax evaders. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Am I talking about Digimon Up? Yes, Digimon Up. Don't play that fucking game. The day of the pillow cometh. It's just like, I would like to have no taxes, but if the boomers are trying to raise my income tax while getting rid of property taxes, I will keep the property taxes. Thank you very much, you fucking piece of shit. Biggest problem is property tax increases on estimated market value increases when you have no intention to sell. If that's fixed, property taxes seem reasonable. Yeah, I really don't think they should be increasing the value of your house exponentially based on renovations you do to it. I think that's really fucking goofy. Like, yeah, get it appraised before you sell it, but, like, raising taxes every year based on its potential value seems really fucking silly. Autism Alligator, thank you. Oh wait, Callie as in Maury or Callie as in California? Callie as in California. Maury Calliope does not have the power to institute back taxes on Californian taxpayers. A Slendy Enderman, thank you. I see we survived the night, let's go. Barely. Handy Tool Boy, thank you. The last Digimon game you played was PS1 Digimon World. The mobile game looks like a pre-2005 Flash game. How did the IP get so bad? It really feels like, outside of Time Stranger, because Time Stranger has been incredibly fucking fun, but it feels like the Digimon IP is treated as more like, this is nostalgia bait to get retarded autists to give us free money, rather than, like, at least Pokemon had a good run of them genuinely caring about their games and putting out good games for us to play. And just now, Pokemon is, like, egregiously fucking horrible. I would say probably the last, like, maybe 7 or 8 years. Right? Digimon is just kind of, like, given up on life, and they're just like, whatever, why make something good when the retard autists will just give us their money anyway? And that's why I'm like, please don't play this game. I have played it. I have given them $10 doodles. Don't play this game. It is literally just here to take your money. It is not a game. Like, even calling it a game is insulting. Japanese mobile games have fallen behind pretty hard compared to Chinese or Korean ones. Steve Man Art, thank you. You're the opposite with Gacha, where you'll free to play until you hit around 100 hours, and then you'll give them $20 or so if the premium stuff looks good. I think it's like a holdover from, like, when I was in my Gacha game arc, where I would play, like, every single Gacha game that came out on the stream to, like, give everyone an idea of how free-to-play friendly it was, because I want my games to be free-to-play friendly. And finding something as free-to-play friendly as Azure Lane was, like, nearly fucking impossible. And so I would play for, like, up to 3 months with every new release. And some games, like, Arc Knights. I think Arc Knights was egregiously pay to win when it came out. But then after about a year to a year and a half, Arc Knights started making it a bit more free-to-play friendly. And I was like, that's cool and all, but I'm still never gonna play that fucking game again. Brown Dust 2 was pretty generous as Azure. Yeah, there's a Counterside was probably the only other one that came just as close to Azure Lane. People had mentioned like Girls Frontline being very free-to-play friendly, but that obviously was already released at the time. Pika Hiri, thank you for the yen. A longtime VoD viewer, but you're an Englishman living in Japan. This is the first time you've been awake while I've been live. Thank you for everything. You've been watching for years and have my gamer subs cup. This man imported gamer subs to Japan. He's crazy. Thank you. Thank you, my guy. You're fucking nuts. Reverse 1999 is free-to-play friendly, but not Gooner friendly. I've never even heard of that one. You really missed Destiny Child. It was one of the most free-to-play friendly gachas you've ever played, and it died to Nikke. Destiny Child was one of the most free-to-play friendly games you've played? I'm so sorry that you've never played a free-to-play friendly game. That's insane. Destiny Child was not free-to-play friendly. I played that for about a year. I liked the art. I liked the art a lot because it was done by the same people who did Blade and Soul. Destiny Child was awesome. The raid concept was pretty fun. I had a lot of fun playing the game. It was not free-to-play friendly. A lot of people will trick you when they say free-to-play friendly, as in, you can clear everything with just the free units they give you. When I say free-to-play friendly, these are gacha games, right? The point of a gacha game is waifu collection. If you're playing a gacha game, you want to collect waifu. When I say free-to-play friendly, I mean you can get every waifu without ever having to spend a single dollar, as it should be. Destiny Child was not free-to-play friendly. Hoster the Fool, thank you. Sword of Convillaria is an amazing free-to-play. The entire story is available for free and any paid content is completely optional. It plays like an RTS chess. I'm not a fan of chess, but that's interesting. Patchouli, thank you. You wish every boomer a happy retirement in a Quango-run nursing home. Same. Same. I hope so. Master Prick, thank you. To be fair, we had Digimon Survive around 2 years ago, and they still do V-Pets. I haven't even seen anybody talking about that in World Chat. That's kind of crazy. Girls Frontline 1 has every waifu able to be obtained for free. Only the outfits were where you wailed. Yeah, so it's exactly the same as Azure Lane. Policy with gacha is if you're enjoying the game enough to want to buy something, it's only ever $1 per hour that you've played it most. It's also one of the reasons you love Nikke. It's rather free-to-play friendly, not least of which is because all the options of things to pay for are terrible and largely not worth it. I hope that that's true, because when I played Nikke, I liked Nikke. It was a lot of fun. I liked a lot of the animations, and I liked a lot of the units. When they had events, it was impossible to get everything from the event without spending money. And so if they changed that, yeah, I would agree. They probably are very free-to-play friendly now. Nikke is very generous. My biggest issue with them was events. You could not get everything from events unless you paid money. It was a very similar issue that I had with Alchemy Stars. I loved Alchemy Stars. Alchemy Stars, not only did I love the units in that game, but the gameplay itself was really fun for me. It was egregiously pay to win. Triple the Rentoid's rent. The first event was broken and they fixed it before the event ended. It had never happened again for the past 4 years. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Discord femboys ruined Nikke for you. We did also have all of those issues with Nikke. The developers, the people who run the Discord, and a lot of the other people involved in the community are just fucking dog-ass individuals. Nikke events aren't really necessary aside from collaborations. You see, I would never listen to you when you tell me a game is free-to-play friendly. I don't want to hear aren't really necessary. I should be able to get everything playing a game without spending money. That situation was fucked. It was absolutely fucked. Little Luxia, thank you for the 5 months, my guy. Try your best to be free to play and only get the monthly sub crystal packs if you really like a game and it's worth the value. Yep. It's, that situation was fucked. It was really bad. Why is it always the femboys, bro? Why? Gacha communities are almost always a shit show. I don't remember, like, every single detail. Thankfully, there's a video on the situation, but, like, TLDR, they had, like, emails sent out to streamers who wanted to stream the game early, pre-release for Nikke. Unbeknownst to any of us who got an email, the Nikke devs had picked only 5 streamers and content creators who were allowed to stream the game early. And so they were sending out, like, basically bans to people who were streaming the game early and weren't one of the 5 hand-picked content creators. And inside their Discord, again, there was no notification that it was only going to be those 5 people hand-picked allowed. You go to their Discord and it's shut down, and their Discord sends you to another Discord, and in that Discord, there was a thread of people in the community reporting streamers to the Nikke devs for streaming it early and not being one of those 5 hand-picked streamers. And every time a streamer was reported, they would come into the Discord and be like, why? Why am I getting banned, bro? This doesn't make any sense. I got an email that said I can stream it. It was such a fucked up situation. Outage last night. Looks like it was caused by a massive DNS outage. Enter the 7 maelstroms. Thank you for the 3 months. Just a tax update from Denmark. They've designated or designed a fancy property tax where you pay based on how many houses you could fit on your land. That's extra stupid. What the fuck? That sounds fucked, but then the launch of Nikke was largely fumbled hard, so it doesn't surprise you. I think the biggest issue I took with this was, like, one of the 5 hand-picked streamers was, oh god, I can't even remember his name. He is just, like, so fucking a non-factor in current year. But he was somebody I would make content on when I was a Terra streamer, because he would make videos on Terra and everything would be wrong. MMO Bites, that was his fucking name. MMO Bites. He's like the last person you would ever want to go to for any like real information on an MMO. He was just so fucking, I don't even want to call him illiterate. He just didn't care about the misinformation he was giving people. And he was one of the 5 handpicked streamers. And then like after release, he was like, oh yeah, apparently I got a code to play that early and I never even noticed. And I was just like, fucking awful MMO reviewer. Yeah, pretty much. You're right. When you want MMO, you go to Asmongold. True and real. True and fucking real. Cladex, thank you. Digimon is only shit in mobile games. I wanna, after Time Stranger, I wanna play the, like, remake, question mark, of World 1. That sounds very fucking fun. Diamonds, thank you. Would I become a Torena for the Horse Girls? I don't know what that means. Lag versus skill, thank you for the wand. Boomers aside, you never understood how property tax is constitutional, especially in a capitalist state. In Korea, if you have more than 1 property, you have to pay insane taxes. Yeah, like, I can understand the genuine gist of it, right? Like, think you live in a high-trust community, right? You're in a high-trust community, you know everyone in your town, you know when, like, your neighbor down the street is having a baby, you know when the couple around the block are getting married, right? Like, a genuine high-trust, everyone knows each other society. People want to maintain that. And so if you have, like, a small tax on your property, you know it's going back into your community to manage the roads and manage the parks and manage the whatever the fuck is going on, fire station, police, whatever. In theory, that makes sense to me. At this point in time, property taxes don't make sense because I don't think anybody really has super tight-knit communities anymore. And so it should probably just be a, like, you give if you want to kind of thing, because then that could also affect the demographics of where you live. If enough people who want to make a nice area move to the same area, that area will become nice. And if people move in and make that area not nice, the people who are upkeeping it will give less. As we've seen, we've read the studies that have been done, the more diverse an area is, the lower trust an area is, and the less people are willing to give to charitable causes. So the less people would be willing to pay any kind of property upkeep, the less people in current times, they don't give to, like, food banks or anything. There's no reason to. You have no attachment to the area or to the people. And it's really sad that it's gotten to that point. Property tax is a government ownership of land. It's not a tax, it's a lease. You see, I don't like that portion of it, but it's like, out of all of the taxes that we have, it's the only one that makes even like a minute amount of sense. Small town is so safe and white. You've had the same bike for 10 plus years. That's funny. You have no desire to volunteer in your areas anymore because everyone's a foreigner or a mooch? Yep. I absolutely would not do that in the places that I've lived previously. Food banks? Why would you want to fund the people imported to replace you? Not just the people imported to replace you, but the people that have been imported to replace you that you're already paying for via your other taxes. Why give even more? Roadkill VT, thank you. Playing Nikkei right now. Moderate to good, free to play. Griffinage, thank you. Last Origin R+ is your free to play. Only skins are paid. That is still Korea only, isn't it? I really wanted to play that. Income tax is more acceptable than property tax. I disagree. I disagree. I would rather pay a property tax than an income tax. Like, if I had to keep a singular tax, it would probably be property over anything else. Silver Palace looks interesting. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. You quit donating blood when you found out that non-citizens and violent prisoners get access to it? I feel like if I was someone who donated blood, I don't because I'm terrified of needles, but if I was, I would have stopped donating blood when they started saying that it's discrimination to not let HIV positive people donate blood even though there's nothing they can do with it. Because I was like, that seems really fucked up. Why would you even go through the performative steps to take the time to do that? You'd rather income over property? That way when you finally pay off the house, it's truly yours? I would just like to keep more of my income, and property taxes are typically way fucking lower. You know, I would rather pay, like, on the high end, like, $10,000 a year for property taxes rather than paying, like, $1 million in income taxes. Like, yeah, just, no way, no way, no way. Blood donors get financially compensated in some places? That's crazy. Garugamesh, thank you. Chatters, do you hear her? We must take Gary, Indiana as our promised land. Why is Gary so fucked up? People should only be paying, technically speaking, property tax, if any of it, because that's a once-a-year tax. Well, technically twice a year. Technically twice a year. But yeah, you can pay it all at once if you want. Walmart is giving discount memberships to people who are on government assistance. You glow like the sun every time you hear about it. Amazon does the same thing. Amazon gives discounts to people who are on government assistance for the like monthly account fees. You'd be happier with a sales tax than an income tax, personally. I would not be happy with a sales tax. It's like, I buy way more shit than I would end up spending in property taxes. Property taxes are unironically like the smallest tax you have. Unless you live, like, in the woods and you produce everything yourself, right? Like, you have your own sheep, so you make your own clothes, you have your own cows, you have your own chickens, right? You don't buy anything. Unless you're that guy, property taxes are the cheapest taxes you have. You do think that withholding are an awful system? We should not be paying taxes in advance? I think you're right about that, because it also lets people think that they're actually getting a refund instead of getting reimbursed for overpaying their taxes. And I think if people actually had to do their taxes themselves, they would realize just how much is being stolen from them. You want to go back to tariffs only and fuck all the others? You can live without imported Chinesium? Yep. Tariffs would also be really fucking nice if we could go back there, but apparently we can't even have tariffs in current year. And we've already reimbursed companies who have raised prices on us billion? 81 billion of your taxpayer dollars have gone to reimbursing companies because some leftist fuckwit judge said that Trump's tariffs were unconstitutional. We can't treat our other countries as they treat us as far as tariffs go. Got you some Dairy Queen and Foxy Friday. Life is good. Oh man, ice cream would be great. Angelic Wisdom, thank you. Hello, you're 3 minutes behind. One thing surprising about r/Nikkei is that it's one of the only Reddits not politically captured. Very polite too. It's weird. I feel like a lot of gacha subreddits would probably be like that because they're people who just want to play the game. Griffinage, thank you. Last Origin R+ is global now. It's very fun on PC and Google. Really? I did not know it went global. When did that happen? Can I get it on Steam or is it a standalone launcher? I am not you, thank you. Last Origin, read me player tips. Very free to play friendly, but also very easy to play wrong and waste all your resources and need to buy more. It is in English now, sorta. See, that's scary. This is also why I hoard resources in games, because like I'm so used to if you accidentally spend your resources incorrectly, you're just fucked. And I hate that. Mildly OCD, thank you. Brown Dust 2 is very free-to-play friendly. You had it for over a year and got almost every skin without ever spending a single cent, and just doing dailies. You're also convinced they're prepping to go uncensored. Recent skins are something. Brown Dust 2 also looked really fucking crazy. I just don't have a ton of time to play gacha games. I don't have a ton of time for anything anymore, unfortunately for me. Everyone is ignoring the negative intensives taxes clause. I don't know what a negative intensives is. People don't like getting taxed for obvious reasons to the thing that gets taxed decreases. In theory, that's why you're okay with a vice/luxury tax. In practice, what's considered a vice/luxury by the government always expands. That's one of the things. I'm not entirely sure what you're trying to say. I don't know if you're like drinking alcohol or something. That was hard to parse. New Hampshire has a luxury tax, and so like luxury taxes, I think, apply to things like if you buy a boat, or if you buy like a second house in the same state. Things like that would be like luxury taxes. Probably like ski-doos or like four-wheelers, I'd imagine, have luxury taxes. You like sales tax just because it's fair. Everyone buys shit, so everyone pays. No loopholes for the rich or the welfare queens. Yeah, I don't like sales tax. I don't like sales tax. That's why I moved to a state that doesn't have a sales tax, so I could stop paying it. Tariffs are needed to protect and encourage local production. True. True and real. No. Can't fix our country if we continue to allow left-wing judges to remain on the bench. Unfortunately so. Sales tax in lieu of income tax would be alright. Again, I disagree. I disagree. I do not want to pay sales tax or income tax, and if I had to choose one or the other, that would be a really fucking hard choice. Because it's like, I don't think it would make a difference, right? If you're in a state and they decide to remove income tax, in current year, I feel like they would probably pump up sales taxes to become equivalent to what your income taxes would have been. How did we get here? In order to spend more on sales tax than New Hampshire's property taxes, you'd have to spend 100 grand in a year. That's a 6.53% sales tax, which is actually pretty average. You definitely spend more on property taxes than sales tax. I got some bad news for you. I got some very bad news for you about how much more I spend and how much more a sales tax would fuck me. And how much I'm glad that contractors in Massachusetts won't charge me Massachusetts sales tax. You went to New England Dragway last weekend in Epping. Ooh, I hope you had a fun time, dude. Any corporation pays 1% of revenue, no taxes on individuals, proprietors, or partnerships, but if you want the corporate veil, you're paying for it. Interesting. I think Chad has a preference for opt-in taxes, while Kier prefers minimum taxes. I mean, I would prefer nothing but tariffs if I had that option, right? I would prefer no tax on anywhere, but we don't live in that reality quite yet. And even in New Hampshire, we still have to fight Democrats who want to institute an income tax. And they're lying to people like, oh, you know, our income tax plan will be like 3% income tax, and then it'll make your property taxes go down. That's not fucking true. There's no correlation. There's no reason to ever think the property taxes would go down. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Before the Federal Reserve, and FDR income was a return on investment, not wages. Wages are not income. What? Kirsche is a woman and thus buys things. You'd rather have sales tax? You can always just buy less food? You joke, but consumables can be minimized, while income tax isn't something you can lower without getting a worse job. I feel very much like how we were talking about boomers wanting to get rid of property taxes just to make themselves specifically pay less taxes, and those would be offset to the younger generations having to pay higher taxes to make up for that loss of taxes on just those older people. If you're gonna get rid of property taxes, it should be for everyone, not just for fucking boomers. But if you get rid of a sales tax, I have a feeling an income tax would go up. And I do not want to subsidize people to not have to pay an income tax. It just seems really silly. Ideally, we would have neither, but if just one of the two... Yeah, ideally, we would just have none. Got hit with a 7% sales tax as a way to fix a deficit you had. Fun fact, deficit is probably bigger now, and the tax got bumped up to 11.5. Yeah, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't fucking work. They pulled the classic bullshit of bait and switch. We're only going to tax your income, not your wages, and then they redefined what income meant. It's so subversive. Should fucking get rid of it then, man. Get rid of it. Get it out. Full cowl, thank you. Here's to collect the Munya tax. Yep. See, I picked a place to live because I don't have to deal with income tax for the state, and I don't have to deal with sales tax from the state. I still have an unfortunate federal income tax, and then I have property taxes. But I don't have to pay sales taxes on anything I buy, except I think at like restaurants. I think there's like a restaurant or a like resort tax, but like how often do I go to those things realistically? It sucks importing things from outside the country from tariffs with a 30% tariff fee on some goods, sadly. Jake the Lawyer over on YouTube has a fantastic video on how our income tax system came to be and how fucked it really is. You highly recommend it. Interesting. Name a more iconic duo than boomers and parasitism on the young. True? True? Property taxes shouldn't exist. It basically means you never own property and always have to rent. It's gay and retarded. I don't really want to loop, I guess, because like I already explained all of my thoughts on this pretty in depth, I think. Mostly for free trade, but will support tariffs on bad faith countries like China who take advantage. Thing is, tariffs only work in the short term. Well, the problem is that other countries put like tariffs on goods coming from America, and Trump's tariff thing was both to punish people like China and Russia, as well as to make trade more fair between other countries who had been unfairly taxing us with tariffs on our goods, while we were not taxing them nearly anywhere as much with our tariffs on their goods. But then a liberal judge was like, no, you're not allowed to do that. You have to just give things for extra cheap to our allies. So now we're out $81 billion in tax money for reimbursing all these companies that should have continued to have tariffs put on them. Optimist, thank you. Believe the government can run off 1/3 of the tax revenue. How about we reduce waste and streamline rather than punishing elders disproportionately? How the fuck are elders being punished disproportionately? I would like for you to explain that one. Sorry you got away during the discussion. Look at the VoD. No worries. No worries. You'd say no income tax on your personal home, but anything more than that and you get taxed. That's actually a really good point. That's actually a really good point. If you get rid of property tax, you have to have some kind of tax that kicks in for people who try to buy like 1 million different properties and become giga landlords. Otherwise, what would be disincentivizing from everyone just trying to do that? How about we start throwing tea in the harbor again? I wish. I wish. Thing people don't know is that during the tariffs, many Chinese manufacturers were eating the tariffs by lowering their costs. The company still increased prices and got a rebate. That's kind of silly. Sick works, thank you. You would take no income tax because at least if the government wanted more money, the economy needs to be better. What? Demon, thank you. All hail the Mad Foxu Empress. Just started the job search path again after 2 years. Wish you luck. Good luck! I hope you find one that's quite nice. Quite nice. A hippie tree hugger, thank you. The judicial branch has no say in foreign policy, therefore Trump can tariff them if he wants to. Yeah, I would think so, but then how the fuck did that judge fuck things up for all of us? How did that happen? How did that happen? Speaking of how did that happen... Ooh, I almost opened the wrong tab. That would have been horrific. Even Hawkenfreres, thank you. Any politician claiming that adding or raising one tax will somehow lead to a different tax going down is just lying to you? Yep. But apparently, if you're a politician and you lie, people will just believe you anyways. It's very weird. It's very strange. The left still has a ton of power. That's how they do. They do, very unfortunately. But Boston Transit cops need help identifying a man who spit in a 61-year-old woman's face on the Orange Line. I feel like his haircut is very silly. This looks like a fucking character from Airplane with that haircut, man. Boston Transit police are asking for the public's help identifying a man who spit in a 61-year-old woman's face on an Orange Line train near Roxbury Crossing earlier this month. MBTA Transit Police Department posted surveillance photos of the suspect to X on Tuesday night. According to the department, the man accused the woman of bumping into him aboard the train at about 7 p.m. on Monday, July 6th. He responded by spitting in her face. This is the image, I guess. Investigators say the suspect is a young male with short dark hair. In the released stills, he's wearing a plain black t-shirt, blue Adidas track pants with 2 thin black stripes, and light gray sneakers, and he's carrying a backpack. That's a little crazy, both that this happened and that police are even asking for help to identify the suspect. Like, we're at the point where rapists and murderers are just kind of like let go and, you know, do whatever you want. But they're gonna go after this guy for spitting? What is our system anymore? Like, yeah, they should go after him for spitting. I agree. But it just seems really silly to read something like this after all of the crazy corruption we read about. Carlos Spina, thank you. Waiting on the day we get out of the court system all the communists that work for other countries' interests but our own. I think it'll be a completely different era if we can actually manage to get rid of the communists and have replacements be people who actually care about America. Imagine American politicians caring about the country they're politicians for. Insanity. Teggy Man, thank you. I got a shout out on Tuesday's Timcast IRL during the Super Chats, and then Tim was informed about Bridge. Based VTuber is what I was called. Have a wonderful Friday, Boston Fox Lady. Yeah, Craig is pretty fucking based. Thank you, Craigathy. Thank you, Craigathy. The Alien Zombie, thank you. You're the lunatic that plays Fire Emblem Heroes mainly as a free-to-play. That is lunacy. You are correct. Jesus. 10 years of power creep has skill descriptions being over 6 paragraphs of text. You know, Azure Lane's been out longer than that. I don't remember them having paragraphs of text. I don't know how they handle power creep. I've just never paid attention. Sorry, Kirsche. Best I can do is another 10 billion to Israel. I'm so sick of it! As an American politician, why the fuck are you mentioning Israel on your campaign trail? That's like the last thing that should be in your fucking mind. No. Let's see. Like I said, my tabs are not organized today, so I have to go fetch them from my other browser. Why would people bother helping police who will do nothing? Public transportation is commie slop for pores. Which is, again, sad. It's like, I feel like having safe and reliable public transportation is a hallmark of a functioning, like, area, right? Mr. Beast says he was shocked to learn there was no way to pay extra for child labor-free cocoa in West Africa. I asked everyone involved in sourcing cocoa, is there any way I can pay a premium and not have little kids work on my farm? And it literally didn't exist. I was just so mind blown, and it was so frustrating because not only did it not exist, no one really seemed to even think it needed to exist. I was like, these are kids, you have no issue making billions of dollars in profit while little kids are working on the farms. It was a very weird thing. Weird if you're retarded, I guess? Like, I thought this was just common knowledge.
Everyone, you know, that does all the sourcing for cacao, and I was like, so is there any way I can pay a premium and not have little kids work on my farms? And it literally didn't exist. And I was just so mind blown. And it really was frustrating because it's just like, it's not even, did it not exist? Like, no one really seemed to, like, even think it needed to exist. I was like, you guys, like, these are kids. Like, you have no issue making billions of dollars in profit on little kids working on the farms. It was like a very weird thing. So
that's crazy. So that's most chocolate?
Well, majority of the world's cacao, as you saw, comes from West Africa. So, I mean,
holy shit, man.
Yeah, I know. And so that's what I mean, I'm thousands. Everyone, you know.
The more child deaths that occur from harvesting the cocoa, the sweeter the chocolate. But in all actuality, like, how the fuck do you not know that child labor is typically used almost everywhere in the world? Like, even in our first world countries, like, people used to get jobs when they were, like, 14. That used to be I had a job when I was 15. I was just like, I don't understand. That's what they actually mean by dark chocolate. Very, very crazy thing to state, and I think this person also put it pretty decently. Dr. Drunken Kobold, I don't know who that is. He said, I hate how no one understands how the world works, and having reality smack them in the face doesn't have them update prior. There are hundreds of foundational things that need to happen before their society even functions without child labor and the like. Everyone there is a slave to their own families. If someone bettered themselves, farm that makes great money because they invest in fertilizer, which is not common, they would be expected to give everything away to their extended family where it will be squandered. No money left to buy fertilizer for the next year. That's just one of the hundreds of things that have to change. And it's not happening without colonization and dictatorial control for 5+ generations at least. High probability control would have to be indefinite. They cannot understand your world or accept your values any more than you can do with theirs. And him saying this kind of reminds me of like when we think about like old peasantry and serfdom in Europe, that's essentially what he's talking about, right? Like a king rules similarly to a dictator. And yes, some people lived in incredible poverty, but we also had the ability to make non-impoverished areas instead of everyone living that way. It might have sucked, but that's how progress was made. And some of these people are living in societies that have not caught up to the progress of even like the serfdom era. And so they need to make these societal progresses before they can understand child labor bad. Because for them, child labor not bad, child labor necessary to survive. It's also tiresome, truly. Truly. And child labor or tears give the chocolate a natural saltiness to complement the sweetness of the cocoa, Jesus Christ. It's laughable that the guy believes it'll only take 5 generations. Well, it only takes about 3 to 5 generations to fully indoctrinate into an ideology, which is why we have the issues with communism we're having right now.
If they don't make the kids
it's very
work
possible.
on the farm, they're gonna be fucked when they grow up and have to fend for themselves.
Yep.
This is how almost every human being ever has lived except us.
Even if you go back to like the early, cowboy times, when was that? Like fucking late 1800s, maybe even early 1900s to a degree, depending on where in the country you were. In cowboy times, people were still dying of like tuberculosis. People had to fend for themselves. There were shops, but they were very not stocked like our grocery stores of today. You had a family farm, and as a child, you worked on that fucking family farm to provide for your family. Pneumonia. Thank you, Toast Engineer. Communism, the left, and Muslim Brotherhood all have the same ideologies. Aya. What blows your mind is people in parts of the world where they still live in mud huts, they somehow have smartphones and TikTok. Thank you, USA dollars. B Jammin', thank you. An NGO made water clocks to help Africans time how long water should boil. When it's empty, water is safe to drink, and those crafty Africans added holes. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you mean. Lag versus skill, thank you for the wand. True, Korea was an absolute mess until we had a military dictatorship for 3 decades. Necessary evil, if you want to call it that way. And I would love for the majority of people to just wake up and vote against communists, but I feel like that window is very speediously closing. Made the clock empty faster, so it took less time. That's not how time works. What? It drips at a certain speed, and they added holes to drip it faster. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's the fucking scopes on the firearms in Rhodesia all over again. What the fuck? Africa doesn't have a concept of time. Thanks, I hate it. That's the joke. Thanks, I hate it. You know that's not how time works. I hate time. Lag versus skill, thank you. What's crazy is why homeboy comb it like that. He just wants to have the evil villain drip, man. This is like when they hang condoms outside houses. I'm sorry, what? Even Hawkenfresh, thank you. Hell, even today, kids work on the family farm in the Western world. Kid's 5, he can collect eggs and feed the chickens. That's a good point. That's a good fucking point. Just Optimist, thank you. Our aristocracy no longer honors the concept of noblesse oblige. Help. Yes, you are in charge of the peasants, but it's your duty to protect them. I wonder how much that happened, right? Because obviously I didn't live back then. I'm not that old. But also in like TV shows, we never see like a tough but also benevolent like fucking lord over the land. It's always like they're a selfish, narcissistic, gluttonous freak who does nothing but visit horrific conditions upon those that they lord over. Vlad the Impaler was very popular with the peasants. Propaganda? Yeah, that's why I'm wondering, like, how many of those, like, disgusting, narcissistic, overruling lords were there versus ones that might have treated their serfdom people better? There was Ned Stark, but he didn't last. It's just like, when you look at historical things, you can't parse them through a modern lens with modern sensibilities. Because sensibilities of the past are very different from what we enjoy today. Right? And so, like, when I talk about a more benevolent lord ruling over his serfdom people, I'm sure I can hear someone in the back screaming about, why wouldn't he just set them free and give them their land and then everyone could be happy? It's like, that's not how things worked back then. He couldn't just do that. Sorry, historians forgot air quotes. There were religious factors that aided to ensure nobles treated people right. That's why when the church started becoming corrupt, it led to other issues. Interesting. Back then, the peasants could rise up and kill their lord if he screwed up too badly. More likely, screw-ups would be taken out by their rivals and someone competent would take charge. Maybe the past wasn't so bad after all. Historically, you did have some bad lords, but they were in the minority. After all, you need your peasants healthy in order to work your fields. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sure, like, shitty ones obviously had to exist. There's shitty people everywhere. But it seems like from all of the media that we consume, I can't think of a single, like, lord in media that was treated as, like, oh, this is actually a good guy who doesn't treat his serfs, like, horrifically. Maybe, like, someone said Ned Stark, which is, like, that's Game of Thrones, right? Maybe? I don't remember. King Arthur, William Wallace. Okay, so there are some names that we know. Wonderful. Yay, caffeine. It's ginger ale for the tummy. And back then, you could meet a lord waifu. I miss that. There's this one chick that comes across my timeline every so often, and she looks like she would have been, like, a Victorian serfdom wife. And I'm like, that's fucking crazy. And apparently everybody loved her aesthetic until they found out she was more right-leaning. And I was like, is that really a surprise? What? Of course, the media made feudalism look bad. Gotta push the propaganda of democracy. Richard the Lionheart, who ironically was a horrendous king, far worse than the vilified King John, who did most of what he did because he was in charge of funding Richard's crusades. Weren't we talking about people who treated their serfs well, but you just said he was horrendous? I think you might have missed the point, question mark? King Frederick the Great tricking peasants into stealing potatoes was pretty good of him. When you think of peasants, imagine that you have a home and your own land, and then some homeless people start camping on your land, and they aren't hurting you, so you let them stay as long as they farm some of your land, and then 3 generations later, they think your land is their land and demand to be set free. That is also an interesting point. That is also an interesting point. Because it's like, I mean, think of how you would feel, right? How you would feel if, like, I've been tilling this land for 3 generations. Should it not belong to me now? But then it's like, well, you didn't pay for it. So maybe you could, like, buy it. I don't know. That's effectively how serfdom works. If they couldn't build in their home, they wouldn't build it there. What? People consider Richard the Lionheart to be one of Britain's best kings. The fact that he was one of their worst is besides that. Is this British humor? Is that why I don't understand it? Even Hawken Freyers, thank you. I read that already. Palky. Palky, thank you. This is you being a history nerd. Medieval Europe wasn't really dictatorial. It was more politicking between the king and families. You're thinking of the 1700s. Well, I wasn't like... When I think of a king, right, the king has, like, absolute rule over everything, which is similar to a dictator. Obviously, the ruling styles are different, but I was just making a comparison earlier where I was like, well, it's kind of like dictatorial, I suppose. Because the king is, like, the end-all, be-all with what he says. Richard was basically never in the country for most of his reign. Because he was fighting, question mark? Serfdom was introduced to England by the Normans. The real sad part about feudal times was logistics. So much got pushed up the hierarchy in taxes because a lot of it rotted before it got to the king. He was on crusade. Oh, he was the crusade guy. Did I see Simone Collins? What a vague question. Crusading, which the crusades were a good thing though. That's fair. That's fair. True dictatorship was never attempted. Good lord. You can see that in the Israel-Palestine conflict, the Israelis bought the land legally, but they did so mostly from Egyptian and Syrian Arab landowners in Cairo or Damascus. And when they moved in, they kicked out the Palestinian tenants. Is that actually what's happening? Like, the land was bought from other countries, and it had, like, people living on it a la serfdom. And so, since they were just renting the land, they didn't own it, they were kicked off of it? That's kind of crazy. Huh. I'm learning more about the sandbox every day. Palestine was originally Egypt and Jordan. I had no idea. I had no idea. Logic VC, thank you. Paris revolutionaries had to fight country peasants because they liked their lords. That's really funny. Saikyom Cryu, thank you for the 24 months. Big 2 years, dude. This would have been 24 months, but you ditched your Apple Store subscription. It is 24 months. What does he mean by that? 24 months of tier 3. It does say 24 months. But yeah, don't buy subs on your mobile. The mobile app like has it a higher price because they got to get their cut. Always resub on PC, brother man. Or at least use like your browser on your phone instead of the actual app. Please, for the love of God, read about the Balfour Declaration one day. That has a fun name. That has a fun name. Master, and thank you. There's Vito Briwatch, who as a kid said she illegally set up a PayPal as a minor, was Instagram artist for extra money. Child labor, not always bad. Yeah? Oh god, there's one artist that I paid years ago. And I didn't even notice until after I paid them that their bio said that they were 17 years old, and I was like, oh god, oh fuck! And so like when they finished my commission, I was like, thank you, but you actually can't watch my content. I didn't know that you were a minor, so I'm sorry, please don't watch me. The children yearn for the mines. I was like, I think that's really cool, right? When I was younger, I didn't have any fucking skills, I still don't. So I just like sold things, you know? Engaging in child labor. Too late, child corruption. Hippie Tree Hugger, thank you for the 5 gift blankets on cake. Thank you, my guy. Thank you, thank you. Did I ban them? They said they didn't have a Twitch account, so whether that was true or not, I did not have a Twitch account to ban them with, and I wasn't a multi-streamer at the time. You do have skills, don't say that. You're the news fox. I can talk really fast and not mess up most of the words. DSC, thank you. Separated from monarchy over a 3% T-tax so we could establish a democracy and pay half of all the money we make to the government. Yeah, it really feels like when we started a revolution over a 3% T-tax, how come we haven't revolutioned again? You know? Like, I understand, you know, we're all fat and placated with bread and circuses, but at this point, the bread be stale, the circuses be boring. You know? Weird question, was the 18 plus filter something I did from the start or I established later in my streaming career? Whenever Twitch had the ability to make your stream 18 plus is when I did that. So, whenever that was instituted, and then my Discord originally was not 18 plus because I was just a fucking Terra streamer, so it didn't even occur to me. And then there were, like, some weird minors who tried, like, flirting with other people in the community, and I was like, alright, this is gonna be 18 plus now. All minors get the fuck out. I don't want to deal with this. I'm not a babysitter. I don't want to watch, like, weird grooming happen. Get out. Back to the mines with you. Yeah. That meme with the guy holding a bunch of guns while the other guy's eating a baby in the back. There's just nothing we can do. Oh god, the boomers have a weird foundational myth, so until they die off, nothing is likely to happen? Probably not. Nobody riots when the AC is working. Seriously, Malaysia, or was it Singapore, made a point of updating their infrastructure to make AC common and civil unrest disappeared. Interesting. Little Timmy doesn't get to make my dead MMO server into a dating service. There was like this one this one minor who was like heavy flirting, and he even brought it to like a stream chat at one point. And I think it might have been Bailey who pointed it out. Bailey was just like, bro, aren't you like 14? What the fuck are you doing? Why are you talking this way? And then both the minor and the adult he was flirting with got like really pissy. And I was like, I'm just gonna ban you both because that's disgusting. You're a pedophile. And why are you doing? Don't get groomed, idiot. Don't flirt with random strangers online. Drop kick the child. I heard my name. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Bailey, you were the one who pointed out that guy back in the Terra times. I could be mistaken, but I think it was Bailey. Based and ban pilled. Yeah, no children. No children, no minors. Get the fuck out. That's also why I have the 18 fucking thing on my Twitter account. People who have never seen my content see that and assume I do like OnlyFans or some shit, but it's like, no, I just don't ever want to interact with a minor. Parents not being parents, what a surprise. Yeah, pretty much. The face when working mining in your Foxy. Oh, she bans you for being a minor. It should be a crime against humanity to be subject to the opinions of a minor on the internet. True and fucking real. When am I going to show off my new model? When I get it? Question mark? What does he mean by this? You're a VTuber and a female Twitch streamer. They assumed you did OnlyFans anyway. I've talked about that in the past, how it's very fucking difficult to talk to people. Like, whenever I would say, you know, I did, like, Twitch streaming, they'd be like, oh, so you do porn? And it's like, no, I play video games. I'm like, oh, so porn? It's like, no, like Summit 1G, except not anywhere near as popular. Like, I play video games. Like, oh, so porn. Fuck, dude. Jack.
Hello, Foxy.
Ooh.
It's time for my bi-weekly Chuba tithe. Please accept these
Chuba
money
tithe.
dollars. I have a pair of tassely lamps that I inherited from my dad's parents, but I only just recently took a pic of them. If you want to see them, they're in the Discord.
I need to see them fucking tassels, buddy. Thank you, Cold Acid. Thank you, my guy. Let's see if I'm about to be jealous of your lamps, you know? The Jersey accent throws him off. Oh my god. You got banned from a stream once because you told a streamer her friend was making you uncomfortable because they kept rizzing, talking hentai and sexually with minors. You see, you getting banned for that is fucking weird. What the fuck? If you were allowed to play Honey Pop, it could get borderline. If I was allowed to play Honey Pop, that would have already happened. Man, I fucking love that game. Misty Shadows, thank you for the Proom, my dude. Thank you. Thank you. No, Jackals of Terra Argentum, thank you for the 15 months. The fiction, the Eldermen in the Last Kingdom book series were generally beloved by their serfs, historically true, as well for most of feudal Europe. Quite interesting. Thank you. Just Optimist, thank you. Benevolent Tyrant is the proven best form of government. You know they have the iron fist to get shit done if needed. Those are very beautiful. They even still have the plastic on the lampshades. Your dad never even took that shit off? That's crazy. Those lampshades have to be in some kind of pristine-ass condition. Oh, I love tassels so much. I love tassels. Do you know what kind of metal the posts are made out of? Because it looks metal instead of wood. Like, this bottom part looks like it could be wood, but the rest of this looks metal. And I'm wondering if it's like a solid metal or if it's hollow. It's not porn, it's not even gravure. You aren't a booba streamer. You use an avatar, so it's etchy. Words mean things. True. True. Man showing off his tassels so hard, he didn't even think to worry about reflections. He's fine. Eruafadian, thank you. Eruafadian? I don't know how to pronounce that. Thank you. Do I know about laser sanding? Laser sanders with an attached vacuum can remove paint from Victorian wood panels. Just make sure you hire professionals with the right equipment to avoid scorching. I did not, but I don't think I will need that either, because the people who owned this house before me painted everything a disgusting white before they left. So I think it's just regular paint. Mima Dragon, thank you. Monarchy was good, but Hollywood wants you to believe all kings are evil. Also, kings are powerful, but a king is only as powerful as his keys, aka the advisors. Which is why Trump has had horrible picks for advisors.
Slaves built the pyramids.
Painted everything white, that himbo house. The white offends me. The white offends me! I absolutely hate when people paint everything like millennial grayish, man. It's disgusting. Why would you take a house with history and character and like lovingly decorated interior and then paint it all fucking white? What's wrong with you?
This is your song, thank you.
Oh, that was a YouTube. I was waiting for the fucking TTS to kick in, but I'm retarded. Base soda! Base soda, thank you for the fucking slaves, buddy man. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Bluetooth in your stream in your car while you do errands. Now everyone is a passenger to your horrible driving. It's me, I'm the passenger princess. Thank you. Thank you, base soda. Hopefully someone will honk at you in recognizing my accent. Kings relied on the aristocracy beneath them to do most things. Their power was usually limited by subordinate lesser nobles who were also the greatest threat against them. That's you. You're millennial gray man. What the fuck? What the fuck? Alright. We already finished this Mr. Beast tab. What else is in my tabs today? Oh. This weird lady. I don't understand what the fuck is going on with, like, any kind of Christian or Catholic denominations anymore, man. Fans of Apostle Catherine Crick from 5F Church in Los Angeles react as they meet her and receive her new book, Ignite Revival. Can women even be apostles? And I feel like if you call yourself an apostle, that's like a false idol kind of thing, right? Like,
because you've been a
you're
bad
putting
girl.
yourself on a pedestal that you have like no business being on, right? Am I crazy? Apostle, what in the blasphemy? Yeah, I was like, that's kind of weird. What? Brave SJ, thank you. Anyone who thinks Kirsche is a white supremacist has never heard her talk about interior design and decoration. Oh my god, dude. They think I'm a white supremacist because I want to have kids and I just happen to be white. Oh no. It's okay, they're Italian. They'll be mostly brown. Don't get pulled over while listening to Kirsche's stream. You'll be the second guy that's happened to. Hell yeah, buddy. There are no more apostles. They were confined to the guys who hung around Jesus. 5F Church is literally just a thing she made up. She named and titled herself Blatant Blasphemy. Why do we allow women?
Every person to be broken off of their life in Jesus' name.
What the fuck was that? Why did she just have a seizure? God's power is not limited to the four walls of a church. Well, if God causes me to have a seizure, I'm gonna say fuck God. Because, like, what? I think you're seeing in real time why women are, like, the best foot soldiers for horrendous ideology. Because, like, that was some decent acting, right? That was some decent acting.
Radiation increasing your life so powerfully.
I think that you have no reason to react like this unless literally the reincarnation of Jesus Christ is floating in front of you. Like, that would make sense to react this way in that instance. But otherwise, like, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck? Women are the most susceptible to brainwashing and hypnosis. Thanks, I hate it, man. Why do retards go along with this shit? It's part of their flock. You just don't get it. Lady, you're one golden calf away from Moses breaking the 10 Commandments over your head. Jesus Christ. Like, why are they all seizuring? I don't get it.
I ministered in Texas more than any state in America. I think by far, because of the hunger.
Can we just take a second? She said because of the hunger to a room of mostly overweight people. Like, come on, lady.
By far, because of the hunger.
Aw, what a progressive! She makes the black women have seizures too!
to be gone.
Was this a design choice to not have her overall straps over her shoulders, or did she just get so fat that she couldn't fit into these pants anymore? It's the mega church speaking in tongues. Jesus doesn't approve of performative virtue. You put it on!
Kirsche, it's not a seizure, it's a strong orgasm.
Ugh. Ugh. I don't think a lady pretending to be an apostle can give you a Jesus-adjacent orgasm. Like, even if it was an orgasm, that's still pretty performative. Like, I shake a bit, but, like, not like that, bro. Thank you, Cataclesia, for the 69 buttered orgasm. I'm getting it straight from the Lord. The only thing that gave you one of those was Xenogears! Understandable. So are they lesbians now? I don't know, man. In Orthodox Russian Church, they believe if somebody gets a vision of angel/Jesus, it's more probable that you got possessed by a demon than you actually got visions. I feel like that is the healthy amount of skepticism to have, right? Like, you'd have to prove it was not a demon trying to trick you into doing its bidding instead of everyone just being like, oh my god, you're so holy now, you can speak with the Lord.
Oh, I don't need to see this to me for your mind be totally filled now.
I've grown up with, like, very religious Catholics my entire life. And so, like, seeing these people react in, like, crying breakdowns and performative seizures literally makes no sense to me. Because, like, I've seen the devout religious. They don't act like this. What the fuck is happening? This is a cult? Yeah, that's what it feels like, dude. Fucking Saturn Senshi, thank you for the kick raid. Welcome, warm bodies on the kicks, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Motherfucking Battleizer, thank you. Let the people munya. True. True. Palky, thank you. Fair. Also, if you remember correctly, Alfred the Great was England's George Washington during the Viking conquest. Cool guy. There's so much history to absorb and then forget because my brain is made of Swiss cheese. Pie Eater, thank you for the 22 months. Have I seen Mushi's new video? I don't even know who Mushi is, no. Smug Goat, thank you. Chat, don't tell her about the sea peoples. There's a reason why the Welsh visit the sandbox. So you're telling me that mermaids are real and I can find a merman himbo and get his fish dick? Would I create, like, genuine human mermaid hybrid creatures that are more genetically advanced than the ones built through inbreeding with the actual mermaid people? Do you think that's why sometimes people go missing at sea? They need more, like, birthing slaves so that they don't have horrendously inbred mer people? Which half is the fish part? Rockwell hardness tested. Bopus, thank you. Lord Farquaad from Shrek was right. We were bamboozled and propagandized. Fish don't have dicks. Kanye ate them all. Kanye left some fish sticks for the rest of us. Emperor Creatine, thank you. We didn't rebel because the taxes existed. We rebelled because the taxes were implemented without talking to us first. Since the colonies had no representation in parliament, consent of the governed. Well, considering how many foreigners are coming here and reaping American tax dollars and even sending the tax dollars back to their home countries, I still think that's a lot worse than the 3% tax that they didn't talk to us about. The Innsmouth look. Oh my god. Massive Doge, thank you. Not a big fan of the government. 30 on 30? Scraps EN, thank you. The biggest issue with the revolution wasn't the taxes, it was having no representation in British politics, aka no taxation without representation. I feel like we quite literally have that now. Like, I cannot point to a politician and say that they represent me. Like, I mean, I guess maybe, like, Travis Cochran. But, like, that, like, what are you supposed to do? When one party is like, yes, hello, we want to give all of your money to Israel, and the other party's like, yes, hello, we want to flood your country with foreigners and give them all of your money. So it's like a lose-lose situation. If Travis stops existing, don't speak that evil into being. Battleizer, thank you. The bread be but a pile of crumbs, and the circus 'tis a mere puppet show. And they're not even good puppets. You can't even point to any that have run that can be voted for. It's getting pretty ridiculous, man. Pretty ridiculous. You're supposed to water the tree of liberty. The roots are thirsty. The tree, it calls to me. Pentecostal churches, they have the holy seizures. Usually was a woman that wanted everyone to see their outfit not really filled with the Holy Ghost. Why are women? Generation Odysseus, my guy, thank you. So she is likely acting as if she's expecting, invent the Holy Ghost. What? An extremely sacred concept in Christianity. Read Acts chapter 2. It describes them stumbling around as drunk men. It part of the charismatic traditions such as Pentecostals. I don't know what you mean by she's expecting invent the Holy Ghost, and it's an extremely sacred concept in Christianity, and that they're stumbling around as drunk men. I do not understand. A Furious Dan, thank you. Just tell curious people IRL the truth. You're an internet clown. True. Grilled cheese enjoyer. A grilled cheese would fuck so hard right now. Oh my god. And some chicken noodle swoop. Oh god, I can't scroll back to his message. I'm so sorry. But grilled cheese enjoyer, thank you. I'm sorry your message is gone. J-Rock, thank you. Looks like heresy. Get the heavy flummer. True. Patchouli, thank you. Painting your home white or millennial gray before sale should carry the penalty of cratering your property value and allowing prospective buyers to underbid by obscenely wide margins. One of the houses that I bid on that I really wanted, I wanted that house more than the one that I have now, but it was up for 1.5 million, and I was like, it's not fucking worth that, buddy. And so I offered them what it should be worth, and they actually just sold it for 100,000 less than I offered them. So get fucked, boomer idiots! But now I'm upset because I could have gotten that house. Howdy, honorable chatters. That's wild, but fuck them. Yeah, that's wild. I'm glad they got fucked. Holy Ghost working through people, letting them speak in tongues, etc. A lot of cults pretend that it happens, and then people get peer pressured into playing it up even more. Didn't someone in chat earlier say the, like, speaking in tongues thing is, like, actually a sign of the devil or some shit? Like, that's bad? I think he meant either inviting the Holy Spirit or the Holy Spirit indwelling her. Though pretty sure, Catechism teaches the Holy Spirit indwells in us when we are baptized. Interesting. Boomers and out-of-touch prices name a more iconic duo. But I think that should give everyone, like, a little bit of a white pill, right? New England is one of the most expensive places to live in the country, pretty much alongside, like, Los Angeles and New York City. And if people who were trying to sell their houses for 1.5 have had to lower that price by about 500,000, if not more, that's a very good sign for everybody wanting to buy houses. That is a very fucking good sign. Give you 800 for the rack grade M1 grenade. No way, bucko, 5,000 minimum. I know what I got. Continue sitting on gun until death. Gun sells for $300. Yep. In Mormonism, speaking in tongues means speaking another language you don't usually speak, not fucking gibberish. You need some of the Holy Spirit in your dick if it causes you to spasm like that. Jesus Christ. You don't know how much that reflects in the wider market? It reflects very much on the wider market because people in New England, much like in Los Angeles and New York City, can keep their prices higher for longer than the rest of the country while we're entering this, like, depression of house prices. And that wasn't just one delusional seller, right? I'm telling this story of this one seller, but that's how it is everywhere up here.
These performances are especially gross because they're the opposite of biblical miracles. They cause fits when Jesus cured those. They speak gibberish when the miracle of tongues allowed anyone to understand what the apostles were saying, even foreigners.
Very strange. Thank you, Brave SJ, for some more knowledges. Thank you. Speaking in tongues means speaking a foreign language in Christianity too, not gibberish. Tongues is supposed to be suddenly quoting scripture in Aramaic or some crazy shit, not going hooba dooba harp derp. I think I would be very concerned if I was, like, I don't know, in, like, a coma or even outside of a coma and just in a church, and then suddenly I had, like, perfect knowledge of Latin and I could speak it fluently. I'd be very fucking concerned. Ghost of Aces, thank you. You're epileptic. They're stealing your culture. Your culture is not a costume, buddy. Be jammin', thank you. The people in this video with the apostle lady are suffering from religious ecstasy. It's a kind of psychological hysteria. So we can prescribe them cocaine and dildos? It's back? We're so fucking back? The idea that you're not aware you're speaking it, though. Oh, I see. Rambam, thank you. Can we get St. Paul back so we can deal with this nonsense? Hylian Juggalo, thank you. You have seizures? My culture's not your costume, lady. Look! Look at all of these differently abled people. This lady is co-opting their lives. God reaching down to make you a linguist nerd. Lag versus skill, thank you. Must be San Antonio. All them women are big and old. Toa Ignatius, thank you. It's time to repeal the 19th. Sometimes jokes stop being jokes. Professor John Wolfman, thank you. Friend of your dad's got talked into going to one of these, trying to figure a way out. He stood up, screamed, ran up the aisles and out of the church. You know, they'll probably use him as an example of the possessed for like decades, right? Kirsche is always looking for an opportunity to break out the coke and cock. Yeah, we need a little C and C, you know? A little too excited for the coke and dildos. It was exciting. Ryfile, thank you. Fake church bringing in real crime. Very unfortunately. They're even drinking fucking Fiji water, bro. That's like some expensive ass tap water. This guy in the red shirt. Look at his fucking expression. He is so done with her shit. He's just like, I am so fucking tired of this nonsense. But that pussy be grippy, though. That's a pretty dress. Something Kingdom of Heaven? Something come near? What? That's the happy wife, happy life look. True. Dro Fighter, thank you for... Oh my god, are those more swastikas? Oh my god. Please stop sending us money. We don't like the leash that comes with it. When will you show the summer merch? Soon, TM. I'm waiting for my website guys to do all of the product mock-ups. And hopefully that'll be very soon, TM. They are super busy babies working hard. Thank you, Dro Fighter, for the fucking swastikas, my Israeli friend. Crispy, thank you. Your grandpa went on missions to Ghana, and he said one day he had a vision that he was teaching under a tree. The next day it happened. You believe it, since it would mean God was lending him to it. I've had those dreams before, where, like, it's a dream that feels intensely real. Like, it feels like it's not a dream, and I'm actually, like, living through whatever's happening. And then, like, something happens that makes the dream me think something is off here. Right? Like, I can't think of any off the top of my head that I've had before, but let's say, like, I had, a guy that I was, like, crushing on, right? And I wanted to, like, go to the Apple Bapples with him. My dream would basically, like, recreate this, but it wouldn't feel like a dream. So it wouldn't feel like a wishful thinking kind of thing. And then, like, the next week, he would ask me out to the restaurant that we were at in my dream. And I was like, that's kind of fucking weird. It's happened with, like, a car accident at one point as well. Where, like, I was riding my scooter outside in my dream. And there were these two cars with very specific cars that crashed in front of me in the street. And I was the only one there, so I had to call 911. And then this happened in person, like, several months later. And I was like, that's really fucking weird. That's really strange. My dreams go hard, dude. You've got a lot of deja vu and premonition has happened a lot. Yeah, it's just like, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's probably why I believe in ghosts. You've had those dreams before? Yeah, it's weird. One of your favorite ambient albums talk about lucid dreams. Interesting. EMT0096. Is that the name of the album? She has the visions. They're not exactly common. They're not exactly frequent. They're not something I can control. It's just happened before. And I'm like, that's fucking weird. What a coinky dink. Deja vu sucks. You always expect something terrible is about to happen. I get deja vu a lot more often because it's like, I'll have a dream of, like, talking to my mods about something that needs to be dealt with, or talking about a topic with stream chat, and then that topic will come up, like, in a later stream, or, like, I'll have to talk to my mods about that thing later, and I'm like, didn't we already do this? Like, I feel like we've had this conversation, And everyone's like, what the fuck are you talking about, Kirsche? No, we haven't. I was like, what the fuck? Dang, even the mods are working hard in the dreams. I know. Foxy got some premonition, and they are deadly. I love that game. It's funny how common it happens. Yeah. No. That's just
You're
your
getting a
usual looping,
vigorous
extending
spanking
into
because
the
you've been a
dreams.
bad girl.
Walla walla bing bang, thank you. And you laugh when we say you have the gift of Apollo. Your jokes are also prophetic more than you like. I really don't want my, like, Muslims getting rid of the gays and then the Chinese getting rid of the Muslims, then finally we can take back our country. I don't want that joke to be real, chat. Because that's going to take hundreds of years. We're all going to be long dead by the time that joke comes to its conclusion. Please don't make that real. My mods cheated on me in my dreams. It's not uncommon for you to dream about shit you have to do because it's in your head. Yeah. It's very true. Very true. Which is why, like, whenever I had those dreams in the past that were like, this feels real, but it's not, right? It's a dream. And then when something happened, I'm just like, what the fuck? How did that, what? Did I think I had to do this? Did I think it into reality? I don't understand. That's on you, Cassandra. Fuck. Artemis Kane, thank you. But Kirsche, God told me this. Poopy dee scoop scoop diddly whoop whoop dee scoop dee poop poop dee scoopity scoopity whoop whoopity scoop whoop poop poop diddly whoop scoop poop poop scoop diddly whoop. Yeah, that checks out. It's so true. What? This woman looks and sounds so insufferable to be around. Like, if I had to be sitting in the same room as a woman who was like, yes, praise God, Jesus, I'd be like, this is exactly why I'm agnostic. It's you. You caused this. Blood Puma, thank you for the 18 months, dude. Thank you. Seeing her face for 2 seconds, you can tell she's fake. I can tell if she has a husband, he's living his worst fucking life. She must be absolutely fucking insufferable. I'd get up and leave. Battleizer, thank you. You get concerned when you get a deja vu type feeling and the event is either something horrible or outlandish. By the way, Timothy, avoid your next cup of coffee. Which Timothy? Which Timothy? I'm all for revival, and I'm glad these people are finding some joy. However, I don't believe too much in the be healed kind of stuff. I think Jesus does work miracles behind the scenes, but I don't think he makes spectacles of it. Just my opinion. To be fair, a lot of the healing that was talked about in the Bible was a spectacle, right? Like there's people watching him like heal the blind and shit. So like, I don't know how much you can say that. However, I don't know how I feel about that. I'm glad these people are finding some joy. Because, like, this kind of performative thing, I think, is how cults are born. Yes, you should have joy and whimsy in your life, but this is not joy and whimsy. This is weird cult shit. This is why you don't really like going to evangelical churches. I think pretty much every church I've gone to has been some flavor of, like, Irish Catholic. And I think the weddings I've been to were in Roman Catholic churches. Drink the punch, chop your balls off, feel the joy! Jesus Christ. Protestants are weird, man. We're not to be performative about our faith. F-Cole? I don't know what F-Cole means. I am not good at acronyms. As it turns out, all religions started as cults. Oh, fuck yeah, buddy. There's some more. It's going to be preemptive apology to Stray Wolf. It's going to be rough to put some of these segments together because my tabs are in no way, shape, or form organized today since I woke up so fucking late due to having a cold. But, this guy posted another one of the CIA note stuff, and there's another one here. Internal emails reveal how officials fought to downplay China wanting Trump to lose in 2020. And this is another bunch of redacted stuff. Thanks for the response. Much of your new suggested language is fine, but it doesn't actually address our concern about redacted. Yes, the redacted is dated, that's the point. We disagree with your comment on parallelism. The language on Russia and Iran includes preferences because it describes effort to support or denigrate one candidate over the other. The graphic is about the election, so it seems odd to exclude IC-coordinated language on Beijing's view of it. I also asked the redacted analyst to add language on aims or preferences to the extent that they have anything to say there. I also think there's a contradiction in your suggestion. You say definitively at the beginning that Beijing isn't trying to sway the outcome, and then later included our language saying that redacted. So here's a counter proposal to try and find common ground. Redacted, we assess that China prefers that the president does not win the re-election, but we have redacted, alternatively, we assess that China is not at this time trying to influence the outcome of the presidential election in favor of one candidate or another. Redacted in this assessment because it is based on redacted. We assess Beijing uses extensive lobbying, economic measures, information derived from computer network exploitation, and increasingly strident rhetoric to redacted press U.S. officials and federal and local candidates to support China's positions and perspectives. I think that's really funny that they're saying, let's find some common ground. We'll take out the wording about China trying to influence the outcome of the election and trade it with other wording that says the exact same thing, but most people will be too dumb to understand that. China is asshole. I can only imagine leftists glomming on to this, like, alternatively, we assess that China is not at this time trying to influence, saying that, like, oh, look, they said that they weren't, when it's actually just them trying to change wording to make common ground with the people who don't want to mention China in the report at all. A little nuts. Why would Trump ask for 600,000 more Chinese in America after this? I really hope that he doesn't actually do that Chinese visa thing, because that was also a really fucking stupid thing for him to say. First time here, listening to you on your way back to Texas. Found me from Powder. Me and my chat seem very based. Welcome, brother. Welcome, brother. It is me, the mother. We investigated ourselves and found ourselves innocent. La 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 la, where were we? Where were we? Beijing also continues to criticize U.S. policies, politicians, and perceived critics to shape a political and social environment in the U.S. that reflects China's positions and perspectives and defend against perceived attacks by the U.S. China has been expanding its broad whole-of-government redacted influence efforts ahead of November 2020 to shape the policy environment in the United States and to pressure political figures at every level of government, efforts which we assess could be used to influence the 2020 election. However, we assess at this time China probably judges the risk of being caught interfering in the U.S. election outweighs any potential gains. I don't know how much of this declassified by President Trump on July 3rd, 2026. I was gonna say, I don't know how much of this he knew when he said his, like, 600,000 Chinese student visas thing. Because it's like, if he knew this and he still said it, what the fuck, brother? What the fuck? If he didn't know this, hopefully he completely reneges on that and is like, no, 0 student visas. Also, a first-timer found me from Asmongold mentioning me. Thanks for being based. You have a new fan. Oh, I didn't know he mentioned me recently. Fucking bless that little man. I love Asmongold. If he did, likely optics. I don't know. It could have been like, I don't like using the trust the plan rhetoric, but it could have been a fake out where he said that to appease China in the like global stage while asking them for concessions behind the curtain. But I don't really care because I don't want 600,000 more Chinese student visas. Base little man don't actually be in the cuck chair though. I really hope he does not like cucking. Asman probably talking about the divorce for his new Asian wife. What? And then this other CIA note here. Sensitive PRC reporting from 2018 to 2020. Redacted, the following contains portions of sensitive reporting that was disseminated between 2018 and 2020 related to the People's Republic of China. This is not a comprehensive synopsis or summary of all reporting disseminated during that time period. In mid-2018, the Chinese Communist Party's policy was to leverage all domestic and foreign elements that were opposed to the U.S. president in an effort to reduce the U.S. president's votes and make him resign or prevent his re-election. Redacted. Also, in mid-2018, China was working to influence the results. Sorry, I got distracted. I guess I didn't notice it on the other page, but this fucking Twitter freak has put his Twitter @ on the CIA note. Why? Like, these are available anywhere just because somebody happens to come across, like, the one that you put your tag. Like, that's not where it comes from. That's so fucking weird. Why are influencers like this? Is that a cheap-ass watermark? Yeah. He fucking, like, put a watermark for his Twitter handle on here. Like, if this was something he made, I would get it. That makes sense. But slapping your Twitter handle on a fucking CIA note is weird as fuck. What a gooba. Yeah, that's so fucking weird, dude. So they can get traction somewhere, I guess. Maybe, I guess. Like, I don't know. I don't try to do all that weird shit because it's weird to me. So they can try to influence their spread? That's so weird. Very cringe and gauge. Yeah, I agree. Very cringe. Very gauge. What the fuck? Anyways, also in mid-2018, China was working to influence the results of the U.S. midterm elections and later the results of the 2020 U.S. presidential elections. As a part of this campaign...
What the hell is this spicy cat raid?
Welcome, Raiders! Thank you for the raid conquest. Welcome, welcome. As a part of this campaign, China was analyzing the 2016 U.S. presidential elections and identifying U.S. states who voted for the U.S. president. The Chinese would then identify sectors within these states that voted to support the U.S. president's political party and would attempt to make these sectors experience negative financial consequences by levying tariffs on exports to China from those sectors. The Chinese hoped that these measures would induce representatives from these sectors to lobby the U.S. president. So once again, Trump was right with his retaliatory tariffs, and the left just hates all of us. That's kind of funny. As of mid-2018, the PRC's ultimate goal with regard to the U.S. elections was for the U.S. president not to be re-elected. China found the uncertainty of the U.S. administration unsettling. I feel like if you have even half a brain cell rattling around in your head, the fact that a de facto enemy of America, China, is terrified of someone like Trump or whoever's after Trump becoming president, should that not be the person you vote for? Should you not want your enemies to quake in fear and feel the need to dispense propaganda? Is that not the kind of leader you would want? That seems crazy to me. Sadly, nothing will be done about this, by the way. Yeah, I don't feel like anyone who assisted China or swept all of this China stuff under the rug will face any consequences. So, like, it's nice to know the information for once and for all, because we have so many people who are just liars. But the information is kind of worthless without any repercussions to the people who are involved in this. No, Trump bad. He say bad thing. That's the type of leader we want, right? If they took this seriously at all, they would ban TikTok. Some other billionaire guy bought TikTok, didn't they? Because Trump was trying to ban it, and everyone was like, no, Trump bad, he can't ban TikTok. China's here. They're influencing us with propaganda on X. There are CCP police in the USA going after those who fled China. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I covered that Chinese citizen who became, like, head of an immigration board in California. So it's just like nothing matters, man. B Prince, thank you. Who doesn't want a mushroom stamp a CIA document? I mean, a mushroom stamp would be better than putting their Twitter handle, to be fair. Let's see. Separately, the Chinese government used a number of means to exert influence over individuals it believed would speak on behalf of Chinese interests with senior U.S. officials. China regularly extended invitations to influential U.S. individuals to travel to China for speaking engagements, for which they were paid significant speaking fees, along with first-class travel and accommodations. I like how within the first like 30 seconds of Hassan's China trip videos, all of us were like, yeah, he got paid to do this. I remember, was it Lauren Chen who, like, everybody came out and they were like, oh my god, they're taking money. Was that also China? I don't remember. You find it hypocritical as fuck. They wanted to ban TikTok, yet the likes of Google, Facebook, etc. hoover up people's data on the daily, destroy them all. She was paid by Russia, Tenant Media, but Russia. I remember people going after Tim Pool for that, but Tim Pool apparently, like, had no idea because he was paid by Lauren Chen or something. I don't know how true that was, because I can't remember. It was Russia, no charges were ever filed. Never proven, if you remember. Interesting. There were some Russians that hid who they were background-wise. You see, that's kind of like a sticky situation, right? Like, if you're getting paid by a company that you think is above board, and then, like, you later find out that they were, like, fucking Russian operatives, what are you even supposed to do about that? Like, that's insanity. It wasn't real, it was leftist propaganda. I think the Lauren Chen thing was just allegations. Tim Pool's paid by Big Beanie. I believe that one. None of it was true, it was never proven. Okay, alright. It was like the only other time I could remember like a big scandal a la that kind of thing coming out. Little Timmy doesn't need Russian money when he's getting the Mossad bucks. Jesus Christ. This was effective particularly with think tank officials, academics, and former U.S. government employees. The goal of these activities was to get either U.S. corporations or U.S. individuals hooked on China. Bro, we couldn't even stay hooked on phonics. You think you're gonna get people hooked on China? By doing so, the Chinese relied on hitting these entities in the wallet to force them to talk with the US president about tariffs. You know, if leftists didn't hate our country, I would say they probably feel pretty stupid right now for overturning Trump's tariffs and doing exactly what China wanted, but they're probably happy about that. In mid-2019, China assessed that a means to gain an advantage over U.S. policy was to direct additional unspecified resources toward political swing states, as China assessed these states would play a crucial role for the 2020 U.S. presidential election. Along with this, it was also recommended that China apply pressure to... He didn't give the second page. He just leaves us hanging. He fucking puts his Twitter handle on the page and he doesn't even give us the second page so we could keep reading. Actually worthless. That's how politicians grow their net worth from 1 million to 100 million? I guess so. That's fucking stupid. Let me see if I can maybe keep track of where my shit is and then go find the other redacted papers. Make it easier here. I'm scrolling my bookmarks. Take that man's foreskin. Here's another part of it from Benny Johnson, an FBI agent claiming that they're running a shadow government. Someone named Nikki L. Flores saying, I'm basically running a shadow government across the FBI at this point. Seriously, we're pushing out a note today to all FOs that all election-related IIRs must come through FITF and HQ. So once again, we have a name to put to this one. This woman is saying this legitimately. Like, when I say I'm the shadow government of the VTubing community, that's obviously a joke because I've gotten people to play video games that have been very popular and been very good for them, both financially and views-wise. Been massive growth. So, like, I said that as a joke. This is an FBI agent. This is not a joke. Just remember, everyone, that Lindsey Graham was the problem and not all the other fucks in the government enriching themselves with China money while selling us out. There's a lot of problems, man. Saying it is obviously a joke is great cover for Miss Shadow Government. See, why can't that guy be yeah, this woman should face severe fucking repercussions for undermining the US government and for treason. That's insanity. And I'm sure someone's gonna be like, Kirsche, treason's very specific under the law and you have to meet X. I don't fucking care. Fucking change it then, you semantic bitch. Cause, like, we're not gonna get anywhere if we don't start throwing these people in jail. Isn't McConnell married to a woman who just visited the CCP VP? I don't remember. I know that there were two Republicans who were, like, on deathbed. One of them died, and the other one, his wife fled to China like several days before it was released that he was super sick or whatever. Jail at the very least. If we actually were serious about trying people for treason, it would be execution, but I don't think we're a serious country. It was McConnell's wife who did that. Thank you, chat. I can't remember people's names. Abolish the FBI, CIA, NSA, shadow government. True and fucking real, dude. President Trump's newly declassified election documents show Venezuela had compromised election infrastructure dating back to 2004. This is the summary of select intelligence reporting from 2004 to 2020 on Venezuela's electronic voting manipulation capabilities. Intelligence community reporting from 2004 to 2020 documented persistent concerns about Venezuelan government manipulation of electronic voting systems and the potential national security implications for U.S. election infrastructure. The intelligence established that Venezuelan government officials developed sustained interest and likely some capability in manipulating electronic voting systems, including Smartmatic technology, to influence electoral outcomes in Venezuela. The 2006 intelligence community assessment that Smartmatic's ties to Venezuela posed a national security threat was based on solid intelligence regarding Venezuelan government intent to influence U.S. politics and evidence of Venezuelan manipulation of their own electoral systems. So hold on. If I'm reading this right, the Smartmatic technology systems that we use for electronic voting came from Venezuela, and we just used that? Why would we use voting machines from a communist dictatorship country? Why would we do that? That seems so fucking dumb, dude. Furious Dan, thank you. Always remember that tariffs are a special tax on multinational corporations. Trump successfully made leftists oppose corporate tax hikes. You know? The easier to manipulate, dear Batman. I fucking guess so. We pointed that out in 2020. That's just literal insanity.
Spicy cat raid. What the hell is this spicy cat raid?
You can't have a secure election if you're using machines from another country, much less another country that is hostile to the US, because they're a communist dictatorship. What the fuck are we doing? That was likely the reason why. I fucking hate politicians. Master Bang, thank you. The Goyim, no, shut it down. It's all so tiresome, man. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Wait, hold on. What is this? Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. Okay. Have some espionage as a treat. It's also tiresome. Patchouli, thank you. At this revelation, it becomes clear that the whole world owes Mike Lindell an apology. The My Pillow Man was right. This assessment led to U.S. government action forcing Smartmatic to divest its U.S. operations in 2007. Redacted reporting indicated that electronic voting systems contained vulnerabilities that would theoretically be exploited by sophisticated actors with insider access. However, while the intelligence validated significant concerns about foreign-linked voting technology vendors, it did not definitively confirm the large-scale electronic fraud was successfully executed in specific Venezuelan elections, with CIA's baseline assessments maintaining that other factors better explained electoral outcomes. The reporting on advanced techniques like Redacted provided concerning insight into alleged Venezuelan government capabilities and intent, but came from limited sourcing. I just think that you should probably not have electronic machines dealing with voting. Like, I had been using the electronic voting machines in Georgia. When I came up here, we had a paper ballot that we filled in with a pencil. So, man, dude, Iraq manages to have free elections with paper ballots, so they get their fingers dyed purple just like we used to and still get the results overnight. I think that there's absolutely no reason that votes should not be finished counting on the day of the election. Like, even if it goes a few hours later than expected, that's still way better than whatever the fuck kind of janky-ass system we have going on now. Actually insane. Still vote with a pen and paper in Australia. The summary focuses on what intelligence community reporting established regarding Venezuela's intent and capabilities to manipulate voting machines, both domestically and potentially in other countries. It is not a comprehensive reassessment of all available intelligence on this topic, but rather a summary of key findings from select intelligence documents spanning 2004 to 2020. And, again, correct me if I'm wrong, because I feel like I remember this being the case, but I could be misremembering. Isn't Venezuela one of the places where some, like, Middle Eastern country was, like, an ally with them? Was it Iran? Or am I thinking of Russia? I know Russia's not Middle Eastern, but I can't remember, but they were allied with someone else who was also an enemy of the United States. And it just seems like, if they're thinking Venezuela's commie dictatorship could do this on their own, their allies could be much more meddlesome as well. It's both? It's both. Okay. Russia, Iran, and China. Huh. Huh. Thank you, chat. We yoinked their leader. True. He deserved the yoinkening. Venezuela government interest in election manipulation. Redacted intelligence sources between 2004 and 2020 reported that Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez and his successor, Nicolas Maduro, demonstrated sustained interest in manipulating electoral outcomes through electronic voting systems. In April 2004, intelligence reporting indicated Chavez stated his objective was to prevent the re-election of a sitting U.S. president, suggesting intent to influence U.S. domestic policies. This finding was part of the basis for the intelligence community's 2006 assessment that Smartmatic's acquisition of U.S. voting systems company Sequoia posed a moderate threat to U.S. national security. Redacted, prior to Venezuela's 2012 presidential election, Redacted reported that Chavez's intelligence service, including General Directorate of Military Counterintelligence, and the Bolivarian? I wanted to say Bolivian, but what is Bolivarian? Where's that? Bolivarian Intelligence Service worked with the National Electoral Council and Smartmatic to develop plans to manipulate election results using pre-programmed voting machines. Oh, it is Bolivia. Oh, okay, that's weird. That's weird. But I didn't think Bolivians were called Bolivarians instead. The name of the republic? I had no idea. No. Where was I? Redacted reported that these plans called for deploying altered machines to approximately 300 voting centers in traditionally pro-Chavez areas to ensure victory by approximately 1.5 million votes. Following the election, with Chavez won by approximately 1.6 million votes, sources reported that Chavez congratulated his team for successfully implementing the manipulation plan. Now, you see, reading that makes me think of, like, the weird shit that happened with the like, number of votes in the 2020 election, where you just had that, like, vertical fucking line on the Democrat side. And I think the same thing happened with that based guy running for mayor in LA. I forgot his name. Didn't that also happen with, like, his fucking chart? Venezuela's full name is República Bolivariana de Venezuela. I also had no idea that that was its full name. Thank you. Spencer Pratt, thank you. That was specifically in Georgia, in Fulton, of course. Redacted in September 2020, Redacted reported that Venezuela, Redacted, had developed detailed technical plans to manipulate the December 2020 National Assembly elections, using what were redacted. According to the reporting, the technique involved creating a second set of virtual machines that would replicate legitimate voting machine results, then substitute manipulated data while making votes appear to originate from legitimate machines. Redacted. Redacted CIA analysts assessed in 2006 that certain capabilities redacted regarding electronic voting manipulation were technically possible and operationally feasible. Specifically, redacted that voting machines in Venezuela had unspecified artificial intelligence components installed, were designed to alter vote tallies, could detect when they were being audited, and could provide printed receipts without registering, recording, or transmitting these votes. That's actually really thorough and really scary. They could detect even when they were being audited. That's crazy. That's crazy. He was winning, and then days later, the third runner Democrat had won for second place. Didn't she end up getting more votes than Karen, whatever her name is, Karen Reed? No, that's the fucking lady in the Massachusetts police case. What's her? Karen Bass. There we go. Brain. Karen Ass. Yeah, thank you. Spencer Pratt and all the late mail-in votes going to Nithya Raman. Not suspicious at all. That's why the audits don't show anything. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. Even though the audits don't show anything, the Democrats were still against even doing the audit. Very strange. While CIA analysts judged these capabilities were theoretically achievable, this assessment focused on technical feasibility rather than confirmation that such features were actually implemented. A 2013 CIA alternative analysis produced using the Devil's Advocacy methodology outlined a plausible scenario for how large-scale electronic manipulation could have occurred in Venezuela's 2012 election without detection. This analysis noted that Venezuela's electronic voting system was vulnerable to insider access. The centralized nature of the CNE's control over voting technology and gaps in opposition monitoring capabilities. The report assessed that if such manipulation occurred, elections in Venezuela and other countries that are clients of the technology provider could be in doubt. However, CIA's baseline assessment maintained that no large-scale electronic fraud occurred in 2012. Based on pre-election polling data, absence of irregular voting patterns, and the opposition's concession. Hey. Hold on, I'm reading back. What year was this? This was 2012. And they altered the machines to create pro-Chavez votes, and he won by 1.6 million votes. Why would the opposition conceding make any kind of a difference in whether the election was stolen or not? That seems like really silly. That seems incredibly silly. Even Ripon knew she was cooked. Yeah, she was crying, man. Like, what the heck? Redacted intelligence reporting consistently indicated that individuals with ties to Venezuelan intelligence services had access to election technology and voting systems. In 2012, sources reported that Chavez assigned an army communication specialist to the CNE to provide real-time access to election results. Reporting from 2012 also indicated that the CNE Information Technology Director, described as a confidant of the head of military intelligence with expertise in voting technology, was responsible for designing protocols for auditing voting software. These relationships provided potential pathways for manipulation of electronic voting systems. You can't hear individuals without thinking of individuals. Carb Mister, thank you. Thank you for the 15 months. Hello, Kirsche. Happy birthday. Update on the SAVE Act. John Thune plans to remove it from funding bills. We should follow Scott Pressler's plan. Each donor with influence should support primarying Republican senators in 2028 if the Save America Act isn't passed. Also, did I hear about Crunchyroll putting the merchandise store behind a paywall? I did. I don't like Crunchyroll, so I don't really care what they do because I don't think anybody should use Crunchyroll. All they do is shitty things. But, why does John Thune want to sabotage the SAVE Act so fucking much? Like, that guy needs to be replaced in his seat. That's insanity. Traitor Thune. I have no idea how you can trigger a recall of someone, but, like, we need to figure out how to do that, and then get people to do that to Thune, I think is what needs to happen. Lag versus skill, thank you for the one. Korea also had a huge election fraud scandal recently, and surprise, surprise, we have a pro-China far-left administration that denies all allegations. Somehow not surprising, unfortunately. Very unfortunate. He's in McConnell Zombie's pocket and hates Trump. Jesus Christ. I know. Next page. That's a lot of redaction. CIA note, redacted technique. Redacted in the September 2020 intelligence reporting on redacted plans provide the most detailed description of a specific technical approach to election manipulation. Redacted technique was allegedly designed to, redacted, replicate digital hash files sent to central vote counting database. Redacted, mimic real voting machines that favored the ruling party. Redacted, overwrite hash files of voting machines that favored the opposition. And redacted, make altered votes appear to originate from legitimate voting machines. Redacted, this technique would, in theory, allow the Venezuelan government to monitor and adjust results in real time during and after the election. The reporting indicated that virtual machine technology would be employed to accomplish this manipulation while evading detection through standard audit procedures. The 2006 National Security Threat Assessment produced by the National Intelligence Council evaluated Smartmatic's acquisition of Sequoia voting systems as a moderate overall threat to U.S. national security interests. This assessment was based on several factors. Redacted intelligence indicating Chavez's intent to influence U.S. domestic policies and public opinion. Redacted reporting that the Venezuelan government manipulated Venezuelan national elections with Smartmatic's direct involvement. Double redacted intelligence that Smartmatic directors held credentials from Venezuelan intelligence services. Redacted open source reporting of corrupt relationships between Smartmatic and Venezuelan government officials, and redacted Smartmatic's and Sequoia's reported contracts in approximately 400 U.S. counties at the time. Redacted, the assessment concluded that Smartmatic's susceptibility to Venezuelan government manipulation makes the acquisition a potential instrument for Venezuelan officials seeking to undermine confidence in or manipulate the electoral process of the United States. This finding led to pressure from the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States that resulted in Smartmatic divesting its ownership of Sequoia in 2007. Redacted, in March 2018, Smartmatic ceased operations in Venezuela after publicly accusing the Maduro regime of inflating voter turnout by over 1 million votes in the August 2017 National Constituent Assembly election, figures that diverged from data recorded by Smartmatic's voting machines. This represented a break between Smartmatic and the Venezuelan government after years of the company providing electoral technology to Venezuela. Now see, if they knew that their goose was cooked in 2012, and they needed to, like, completely divest any sort of information. Sorry, they were completely cooked in 2007. They divested ownership of Sequoia in 2007. Then they had all the fucky-wucky nonsense in 2012 in Venezuela itself. It's kind of like you're on the dartboard, buddy. So them ceasing operations, to me, sounds like the next point of a communist plan, where they pretend that they're not doing anything anymore, but they go further undercover and continue their exploits in other areas instead of on their home turf. Shredder time! So many redactions. They're avoiding spoilers, you know? Yeah. Sudafed, thank you. Hire only wants to hear good news is a phrase you heard numerous times before Hire Company rewrote your assessments. The fact that this happened with threat assessments is especially concerning. The politicizing of the intelligence community needs to be stopped. I don't know if you can stop it. I think it might need to be everyone involved gets fired and new people get hired at this point. It's because China owns him, plus he got donor money from Dominion voting, which includes Gavin Newsom as well, not to mention money from PACs that support illegals. True and real. This is about John Thune. Oh, I had absolutely no idea that John Thune was getting fucking donor money from Dominion voting. That is bad. It needs to be redacted. I don't want it to be redacted. That's kind of crazy. Talked to a girl from Venezuela in 2020 who said that's what's happening in the US is exactly what happened in Venezuela when Maduro got elected. Voting stopped overnight and continued in the morning, like all the same stuff. I really hate all of the gaslighting, man. You know? I really wish liars could be punished in some way. I hate it. And here's another one. An NSA employee being told by an unelected bureaucrat to hide Chinese interference in our elections from the duly elected president of the United States. Just a little sedition as a treat. This is, actually, we read this excerpt earlier, I believe. Yeah, this is just saying to not put the, China stuff in there. Unfortunately. We read that one. I was just scrolling my bookmark, seeing what else
You're getting a vigorous spanking because you've been a bad girl.
Oh god, my tummy hurts so bad. Oh god. Oh god. Oh. You wish nothing but stubbed toes for every moment they walk. Same. Nothing but stubbed toes and fucking walked on Legos, dude. Oh god, talking makes my tummy not harder. What if I stretch the other way? Ow! 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 I'm trying my best, chat. I'm sorry, I'm sick. I'm sorry, I'm sick. Have you tried not being sick? Don't make me laugh. Alright, this guy has a big thread with a lot more of these documents on it. Zimist, thank you for the 9 months, my guy. Please enjoy a placenta egg sandwich. You're on vacation in Las Vegas. If you win big, how much did you donate to the sick Foxu? Oh, buddy. Be careful with gambling, dude. I don't want to see you lose tons of money. But let's just say if you win like $1 million, you throw a slick 10K my way, right? It's okay, we'll be here tomorrow. Don't be shy if you need to rest. Have I tried telling my illness to fuck off? I wish that would work. So, let's see. Which of these have we not read? We read this one. We read this one. Oh, no. That entire page was redacted. Okay, we haven't read this one. China cyber activities probably preclude to election espionage. Redacted, China is probing the presidential campaign for opportunities to tailor collection and gather insight on policy positions on US-Chinese issues. U.S. policy on China is a long-standing high collection priority for Beijing, and Chinese cyber actors have conducted such activity in every U.S. presidential election campaign since at least 2008, according to Redacted. So every single one of our elections since 2008 has had Chinese interference? That's kind of fucking crazy. What the fuck? And then, this looks like that shitty-ass anonymous Twitter account. We are Legium lols. Redacted, Chinese cyber actors are targeting U.S. presidential campaign information, probably to gather intelligence that enables future operations. Redacted, since Redacted 2018, Chinese cyber actors known in the private sector as APT31 Redacted have targeted the personal email accounts of senior U.S. leadership, including officials in the executive office of the president and high-ranking officials in multiple executive branch organizations, Congress, and the federal judiciary. Redacted. Redacted since 2017, a separate Redacted has worked with the Redacted to enable more stealthy operations by identifying the email addresses of high-level U.S. officials, then requesting that Redacted obtain or crack the password for targeted accounts. Redacted. Redacted. As of the 2020 election approaches, the IC has detected Chinese state-sponsored cyber actors targeting the former vice president's presidential campaign, probably to gather intelligence that could enable future operations. The first instance this election cycle that we have seen them directly targeting a U.S. presidential campaign. China has also conducted cyber espionage against other U.S. election-related entities. Redacted. The IC assesses that China does not currently intend to covertly interfere to try to sway the outcome of the election, although this activity could enable such operations if Beijing made a decision to do so. So we detect that the cyber actors are doing things, but it's definitely not to sway the outcome. What else would the purpose be? What else would the purpose be? You're going to be hearing that word in your dreams tonight. True, there's a lot of redacteds. This makes me think that, like, every politician with a Chinese wife had been identified as an easy mark. Didn't we have a New York politician who was, like, with a Chinese spy as well? It's just like, this is kind of similar pattern recognition, right? You know, like how you're on the street and you see certain people and you're like, oh, I don't want my purse stolen, I'm gonna cross the street, right? This is kind of like if you're a politician or a high-ranking government official and a Chinese woman starts hitting on you, you should probably walk away, right? Like, yeah, Fang, Swalwell and Fang. The New York governor's aide was a Chinese spy. Yep. The thing that people says never happens happened again. Asmongold is compromised. You know, he might as well be. Never forget Fang. Never trust the Chinese women hitting on you, man. If China's gonna send you a wife, that means you made it. That guy with the donuts needs a government job. Let's see. Redacted, as of May 20th, APT-31 actors had sent spear phishing emails containing tracking links to the Gmail accounts of staffers associated with the presidential campaign. Redacted, on June 4th, Google announced that APT-31 was targeting the campaign. Redacted, Google and the FBI both briefed campaign officials on the Chinese cyber operations shortly after discovering the activity. Google officials have publicly stated that the spear phishing attempts were unsuccessful. Redacted, during the past year, Chinese cyber actors have collected U.S. election-related information from U.S. voter databases, a polling data company, political and nonprofit organizations, fundraisers, and advisory organizations for political campaigns. Redacted, APT-31's method of sending tracking links suggests that the Chinese operators are mapping out the target network for follow-on approaches, possibly including tasking campaign staffers' email accounts in the Chinese military signal intelligence system for collection. Tracking links collect metadata such as internet activity and system information that the operators can use to exploit the accounts and identify other targets of interest. Redacted, knowledge of a campaign official's operating system and software would allow cyber actors to determine whether they could quickly exploit known vulnerabilities or if they needed to develop malware to gain undetected access to the victim's machine. Redacted, if a target opened a spear phishing email with a tracking link, even without clicking on any links, it would confirm an active account for the cyber actors, potentially narrowing the target set for future redacted operations. This is kind of like how people say when you get like spam texts or spam calls, never reply to them, never try to do like the no to unsubscribe or stop sending messages, never touch those emails, just immediately report it as spam. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. 200 IQ move is to bang the spy and just feed her nonsense intelligence the entire time. If you think she's only going to pick your brain and not like completely bug your house and get access to your emails and shit, like you got a lot more to worry about than just a flappy mouth. Echo Knight, thank you. Seriously, the amount of redactions is absurd. How much is actually because of security risks and not just to suppress information? That's a great question. I'm not sure if we'd ever get a real answer to that. I think that all names involved in this should absolutely be redacted, or sorry, unredacted. Because it's like, we need to know who wanted to prevent the president from knowing about this, who wanted to prevent the general public from knowing about this. These people are committing treason. This is sabotage from inside our own government. The spy's goal isn't what you say to her, it's specifically what you say when she isn't present, which means bugging and wiretapping. Yep. Mildly OCD, thank you. Another day, another instance of I don't want to be racist, but some of y'all are making it real difficult. Massive Doge, thank you. Target those afflicted with yellow fever. Passport bros once again being bottom of the barrel dregs of society. Kirsche is always right. Always bet on the fox. Sure, how should I just break up with her instead of giving my passwords? Don't. Fucking, where were we? This whole section is redacted. Produced jointly under the auspices of the Chief of Analysis, redacted, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and the NSA. More redacted. That was that we just read. See a CISA report from July 13th, 2026. SLTT election officials face difficulties in applying security updates to election software. From around 2019 to 2024, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency conducted a set of technical and operational activities to evaluate the security of certain U.S. election systems. These activities, all carried out upon the request of system owners and operators, included direct examination of election-related software, penetration testing of state, local, tribal, and territorial networks, and incident response operations for intrusions into election systems. Through these activities, CISA developed a strong understanding of the vulnerabilities that, at the time of testing, affected select election-related software products and network environments evaluated by CISA. In every software product or election-related network in which CISA identified a vulnerability, CISA notified the owner or operator of the vulnerable product or network and encouraged them to mitigate the vulnerability. Man, boomers are most vulnerable to yellow fever. You see, I don't know about that, right? Because every time I bring up how passport bros are dregs of society, bottom of the barrel, should be completely fucking ignored, everyone wants to push back about, but Kirsche, all hope really is lost. White women really are garbage. And it's like, congratulations, you've accepted the communist programming. You mean if your choices are China spies or small hats, at least China sends you a real woman? What the fuck? Those are not your only choices. Foxwife can make the snacks. That'd be fair. Snackies? Snackies? Does Kier know the White House dropped all these files in a zip she can get straight from them instead of reading parts from X? But the ones posted on X are going to be the most relevant ones instead of me having to fish around through like 9 gajillion pages of corpo government speak. Thought we were supposed to stop being racist. Man. I don't think I read anything in the second paragraph, so I'm just going to start there. CISA's findings highlight the reality that election-related software, like all complex software, contains vulnerabilities that require timely remediation. While past partnerships with election vendors enabled early identification of security weaknesses prior to product release, structural constraints in the certification ecosystem significantly limit vendors' abilities to patch systems quickly. For example, some government election systems certification regimes require that no patches be applied for months before an election. These limitations, combined with inconsistent vulnerability disclosure practices, result in election systems being deployed with known and unpatched security issues. I can understand the room temp IQ based thinking of yeah, there should be no updates to software for several months before an election happens because someone could sneak in something at the last minute. But then also, if you establish that nothing can be updated several months before the election, people can just put those vulnerabilities in during the last patch cycle before these months that nothing's allowed to happen in. It just seems like a little bit of forward thinking might have maybe prevented that. This is why CNN and the other news networks refuse to carry the presidential speech. Who do they serve other than the Democrats? Foreigners. Hippie tree hugger, thank you. The ones in the government that didn't want us to know this, they're called Democrats because they're the ones who told the media not to cover it. I mean, true, but these people have specific names instead of just saying the Democrats, right? We need those names. Paper ballots in person, photo ID, no stand-ins, mail-in only for military. Yep. Beyond software quality, CISA's assessments repeatedly show that the IT networks operated by SLTT election offices lack cybersecurity hygiene. Many election vendor threat models assume strong network segmentation and isolation of election systems. However, in practice, election infrastructure is often accessible from general enterprise networks, creating opportunities for lateral movement by adversaries who compromise email systems, user workstations, or other information technology assets. Weak identity management, limited logging, and insufficient segmentation exacerbate the risk that a cyber threat actor could access or disrupt mission-critical election IT components. I remember one of the, what is it called? I just fucking read the word, but I remember one of the security things we had at my insurance job, because when we handled users' personal information, so when we got access to things not just their name and address and phone number, but their social security number and their banking information, we had to have a certain level of clearance to access that. And so we would have that security pop up for changing our password for our account every 2 weeks. And I think forcing people to change their passwords that frequently actually makes things less safe, because people are going to put precedence on, can I remember this password, not is this password secure? So the rapid overchange of passwords actually creates more of a security issue than if you were to like leave it there for longer. Password 12345. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We've known that in IT security since the 1990s, and yet companies still make you do it. As a software engineer, you don't understand what they're doing with these systems. You're creating something that has a text box, checkbox, and a list. It stores a database on itself with the results. These machines don't need internet access or outside access. They should be programmed and sealed. It's almost like the machines were always given the purpose of interfering with elections and they were never meant to be secure. Overall, the security of US elections is shaped by the interaction of three major factors. One, software vulnerability management constrained by outdated certification regimes. Two, inconsistent transparency from election system vendors on vulnerabilities and patch status. And three, the cybersecurity immaturity of many SLTT networks responsible for hosting election systems. Addressing these challenges requires coordinated action across technical, policy, and regulatory domains. This report provides detailed analysis and proposes targeted recommendations to strengthen election infrastructure security and enhance public trust in the resilience of the nation's election infrastructure. It's because corporate retards do not respect the dangerous and are generally unwilling to listen to the pleb IT people. It just doesn't make sense, man. Like when I approach certain topics, and you guys see me say this all the time, I'm just like, I assume this guy knows more than I do about this topic. And then sometimes they just devolve into insanity. Like, unfortunately, that is it James Lindsay or James the other one? There's one of them that just like started ranting about the Archangel Michael or some shit. XKCD did a comic about voting in computers and they were flat out saying don't. Yep. It's James Lindsay. Thank you. Thank you. Classic working as designed. What a system does is its purpose, right? So like that's the only thing you can really take away from this. And especially as like they were talking about these voting machines, back in the 2000s? It was like 2007 when they were like, okay, let's maybe not use these ones partnered with Venezuela and let's use a different one. But it's like technology was so like young at that point, and we still had a decently high trust society, so nobody was just like, we gotta look out for those filthy fucking commies. We gotta look out for these people trying to usurp our elections. I think that if you're going to be an elected official, if you're going to be a politician, if you're going to work in government, you no longer have the luxury of accepting good faith as a baseline. You must live in the paranoia and hope it does not mind break you. Because otherwise you're doing a like immense disservice to the people you're supposed to represent. Remember that XKCD did a whole comic outing themselves as a Hillary voter too? Even honest leftists know voting machines are nothing but fraud equipment. And the nerd and the Irish guy in the basement are sometimes right. I love the nerd and the Irish guy in the basement. From around 2019 to 2024, CISA evaluated the security posture of election entities through multiple mutually reinforcing technical activities. These included, upon the request of relevant entities, direct source code and binary analysis of election software, protocol and interface assessments, penetration testing, and red team operations against SLTT networks, and response operations for cybersecurity incidents affecting those same patterns. Together, these activities provided CISA with a multi-layered view of vulnerabilities across the software supply chain, deployment environments, operational workflows, and adversary targeting trends. That's kind of nuts. In every case that CISA identified a vulnerability in a software product or election-related network, CISA notified the owner or operator of the vulnerable product or network and encouraged them to mitigate the vulnerability. See, you're a government entity, and you're advising people who own electric equipment used in our elections. It shouldn't just be encouraged to mitigate the vulnerability. It should be, you mitigate this or you get thrown in jail for the rest of your fucking life. That should be what is said to these people. CISA correlated vulnerability data, advisory tactics, techniques and procedures, threat intelligence, configuration weaknesses, logging gaps, and the systemic architectural issues across numerous assessments of SLTT entities. The agency's analysis helped identify security regressions in which modifications to software result in the re-emergence of previously resolved issues. Recurring ineffective or harmful attempts at solutions and conditions that enabled adversaries to exfiltrate sensitive data, modify election artifacts, or degrade system availability. So even with some of the people who tried to close these security loopholes, prior loopholes would pop back up once one was closed. So it didn't even matter. So why are we using these machines? Your IT security suggestions were considered too extreme in the late 90s, and now everything is unsecured and vulnerable. I just don't understand. I don't understand why people wouldn't listen to the IT guys. Like, I guess there's like a bit of ego with people in positions of power, and they're just like, oh, I definitely know better than you, Mr. Pleb Boy. But it's like, no, you don't. You might know better in some cases, but this is obviously that Pleb Boy's expertise. Fucking he knows best, dude. What are we doing? You work in avionics software, and there are a ton of standards we have to follow to get software onto planes. The same should be true of voting machines, obviously. You wouldn't believe how common that problem is. Oh, I think I would. I think I would. I remember at my insurance job, our software, like, just completely fucking crashed. And so we couldn't file any claims. Nobody could get into the system or anything. And so I called the IT guy. I told him what was wrong. I told him what I had already tried to fix it. And I told him that it was affecting all of our computers. And the IT guy came in and he fixed it. The next day, I got called into my boss's office and I was told that I'm not supposed to call the IT guy. I'm supposed to call her or the day shift manager. And then they call the IT guy and then they resolve the problem. And I was like, but that means that our system will be inactive longer because I have to go through multiple steps. And since you guys work the day shift, you're usually sleeping. So what if you don't answer? That guy's on call, so I know his phone is on 24/7, and I can call him to just fix the fucking issue. Fucking gatekeepers, right? Hooray for dumbass middle management bullshit. Yeah, it's so fucking stupid. What the fuck, Lala, thank you. You hate the shop app for tracking orders. Is there a better way to track orders from my site or YouTube's? If you paid with the shop app, I have no idea how to track it without using the shop app. I've also run into that issues when buying certain things. I feel your pain. I feel your pain so much. I would say maybe just don't use the shop app for checkout next time. I think that's an option. I don't think you have to use the shop app. I know it's convenient because it stores your info, but... Actually, sweetie, you have to call me first or else my job is irrelevant. PMPs have killed the entire dev ecosystem. Who cares about quality when you have a sprint to finish? Pyromaniac, thank you for the 24 months. The two enemies of IT is accounting and management. Understandable. Lag versus skill, thank you for the one. Was that the Stalin quote? It only matters who counts the votes or something? I'm bad at recalling quotes, man. My brain's too goopy for that. Battleizer, thank you. It takes a literal act of God to get corporations and governments to willingly improve something. Anything less, and it can be pushed off until later. I don't like that. If you did use the shop app, you can G. Thank you, Biggie Smalls. You're also stuck using shop. You don't think it gave you another option, but it's been months. Guess you're stuck waiting for your daemon. Okay, maybe that's something I can ask about then. Because I don't know anything about the shop app. It still only offers shop for tracking. You're hoping they send a shipping email with tracking at some point. Okay, let me ask a question. I broke a nail, but it wasn't down on my skin, so it's fine. My nails are like all fucking fragile and brittle because of all that shit I put them through the other month. Sorry, chat. Okay. Question sent. You have packages you can't track because you can't install the shop app because Android sucks with all the Google shit sucking up storage space. I just don't want to install the shop app, man. Can always use Find My YouTubes. What the heck? Nobody has to use the shop app. It gets advertised and people fall for it thinking it will give more info than the nothing they've got because their order hasn't shipped yet. They just need to wait till it actually ships and then they get the email with the carrier's tracking info. That's a stupid question. If the nail broke off, can I tap it on the triangle to see what sound it makes? It's not long enough for me to, like, hold in any, like, realistic manner. Battleizer, thank you. Went to go check tracking on your Foxy merch, and the first thing that pops up in app is a butt-shaped pillow. Why is that what shows up? Don't even use shop. That was a default ad. That is very strange. GamerSubs pulls the same thing. I've never had shop pop up with GamerSubs. Rich, thank you for the kick bits, my guy. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I'm dying. Okay, I think... I don't remember where I stopped reading. Chat! Chat, help! I don't remember if I read the first paragraph or if I read the first two. Dying is gay and Pride Month is over. That's true. That's true. You love your wallet. Such a great wallet. Thank you for buying it. I'm glad everyone's so fucking happy with it. I'm glad to see the happiness. Whoa! Thank you for the 36 months. I did for gore. I'm gonna say... I don't think I read the second paragraph.
Today, surprise overtime, but I'll make my deposit into the Versatile Bank here. I hope Bailey remembered to remind everyone that they're super mega duper cute and wonderful, less than 3, more than 3 even. It's hard to get through the week otherwise.
No hard week! Thank you, Ichigo Tegus, and I hope you have a good day at work, my guy. Hope you have a good day at work. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Alright. Oh, bro, my tummy, it's so bad. CISA correlated vulnerability data, advisory tactics, techniques, and procedures, threat intelligence, configuration weaknesses, logging gaps, and systemic architectural issues across numerous assessments of SLTT entities. The agency's analysis helped identify security regressions in which modifications to the software... I did read that! Okay, so we're on the next paragraph. Fuck, dude. The intent of this report is to draw from CISA's assessments in the 2019 to 2025 timeframe to present an assessment of the security of U.S. election systems, covering not just voting and registration-specific software components, but also the broader enterprise environments in which they operate, to include things like email accounts and other office IT assets. The document concludes with recommendations designed to help policymakers and technical leaders meaningfully reduce systemic risk and strengthen public confidence. Throw the systems out. No more electronic voting. That's how you strengthen public confidence. Direct software examination, static and dynamic analysis. From 2019 through 2024, CISA partnered with Idaho National Laboratory on the Critical Product Evaluation Program to conduct direct technical assessments of election software. In many cases, prior to the public release of such software, these assessments occurred only upon the request of the relevant software vendor and included automated and manual static source code review, binary fuzzing of parsers, media handling components, and data import modules. What's fuzzing, binary fuzzing of parsers? I don't even know what that means. You figured because so many of us ordered stuff, it was going to take a little while longer than before. Sometimes it's also like a certain product is delayed, and so if you have that product in your order, it might just take a bit longer. But again, we're still very much within that like 16-week window. So I would not worry until that 16-week window passes. Throwing random data at inputs and seeing what happens is fuzzing. Oh, means providing a bunch of random crap data and seeing how it crashes. Interesting. Interesting. That's a funny way to say it.
Spicy cat raid. What the hell is this spicy cat raid?
Pippy, thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome, Raiders. Didn't Binary say don't worry until end of August? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much end of August. You said end of July. Is end of July 16 weeks? That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right. I can't do math. I don't remember when the end of the drop was, so it's 16 weeks from whenever the end of the drop is like the end of the shipping window. And it doesn't seem right that it would just be end of July. Yeah, end of July is 16 days. Yeah, that doesn't sound right. Charminator, thank you. Your hoodie and wallet just cleared customs. Fuck yeah, buddy. It's like 4 months or more. 16 weeks is like several months, and if things just started going out in July, I don't know how many weeks into that 16-week window we are. This is someone who can do numbers needs to do that. End of drop tweet was March 21st. All right, so 12 to 16 weeks after March 21st then. You're awaiting card sleeves to do a full Foxu day at the game store. Today is 17 weeks from March 20th, which was the end of the sale. Oh, that's weird. So our shipping is like really delayed? Is that the case? Really? You don't even remember if you ordered via shop or what, but you're also struggling to find your confirmation email. It should just be from the website, right? So just like search for my name in your email. By August is what he said. So if we hit August and you still haven't heard anything is when it may be an issue. That makes sense if that math is checking out. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. You don't even remember if you ordered via shop or what? Relatable. Relatable. It was like Kirsche merch. Yeah. Should be able to search my name in email and find the shop email. Correct. Just searching for Kirsche in email will have it come up. I'm so fucking smart. It hasn't been 16 weeks yet. That guy said it's been 17 weeks. Who's wrong with the math? 16 weeks this weekend. Okay, so then I guess, yeah, by August would make sense to reach out if you still haven't received anything. Huh. Our shipping was really late this time. That's crazy. What the fuck, Lala, thank you. You can find your order number, but you can't find a UPS, FedEx, etc. tracking number. Did they send you a shipping email yet? Because that's what people are waiting on. Like, stuff has just started shipping, but not everyone has received a shipping email. If we need to reach out, where should you do it at? The support on the website. There's a, like, support area on the website. Still faster than most VTuber stuff. It is! I like that. I like that it's fast. These assessments occurred only upon the request of the relevant software vendor and included automated and manual static source code review, binary fuzzing of parsers, media handling components, and data import modules, cryptographic implementation analysis, e.g. misuse of PRNGs, I don't know what that is, poor key handling, interface security testing, including authentication, authorization, and API boundary validation, supply chain dependency reviews, including third-party libraries, OS packages, and firmware where applicable, and dynamic analysis in hardened and universal runtime environments. That's a lot of testing, brother. Oh, there's another page. Oh, there's a lot of pages. God damn, what the fuck? PRNG is pseudo-random number generator. Ah, I see. While vendors generally viewed the program as valuable, the model created disincentives for transparent industry-standard vulnerability disclosure. Vendors benefited from private remediation prior to market release, but the downstream ecosystem, SLTT administrators, risk managers, and external researchers did not receive clear vulnerability histories or patch transparency. The program was therefore retired in 2024 based on stakeholder feedback, and final reporting concluded in 2025. That's not good. You don't want to listen to stakeholder. Stakeholder bad, communist nonsense, shareholder good. So why in the fuck would you listen to what stakeholders were saying? Why would you get rid of this, like, vulnerability detecting program thing? That just seems stupid to me. That seems stupid. Science's analysis of the critical product evaluation reports confirms that election software, like any complex system, contains a spectrum of vulnerabilities, including input validation bugs, insecure deserialization, insufficient logging, race conditions leading to unpredictable results, insecure crypto primitives, and privilege escalation paths. Many vulnerabilities were remedied quickly by vendors before release. However, CISA did not independently validate whether production builds destroyed in SLTT environments incorporated all fixes. Well, it also seems like there's no point, right? That's like I said earlier, if you're gonna go to someone and be like, hey, fix these securities, it should be fix these securities or we throw you in fucking jail. Like, you shouldn't pussyfoot around when it comes to election integrity. Which is why we also should have the fucking voter ID bullshit many, many years ago. In PM speak, stakeholder is a standard term. You mainly worry about it when public affairs types talk about it. I'm pretty sure that's what they're talking here when they say stakeholder feedback instead of shareholder feedback. You're back, what did you miss? In this case, stakeholders would include the election officials. That's not a good idea. You don't need voter ID if you repeal the 19th Amendment. Master Prick, thank you. Decided to check. You got a merch notification? Wonderful. Wonderful. Name one pen and paper vulnerability. If you have a retarded child who's over the age of 18 who still lives at home because they need 24/7 care, or if you have a disabled parent, you could fill out their paper ballot for them and pretend it was them who did it. But that's like, that's you know, much smaller scale, I would say, than what electronic voting machines allow you to do. Dog ate my ballot. It's far less of a concern. Yeah. Apparently, if you have enough money, anything can be a good decision. Just ask Sony. I'm also tired of it, man. This is not advocacy stakeholders, it's project management stakeholders, so the people who are actually responsible for the deployment and the use of the machines. Isn't that also not a good thing? If the stakeholders were like, hey, yeah, your fraud detection program that shows us vulnerabilities, we just don't want to deal with that anymore. Isn't that also bad? Why should retarded people be allowed to vote? Once again, the 19th Amendment. Mail-in ballots and ballot harvesting are paper ballot exploits. Nobody should get mail-in ballots except for deployed military, in my opinion. Like, if you're an American living abroad and you're not deployed via the military, for what purpose would you have any kind of investment in our elections, right? Like, you're in another country, man. You chose to live there instead. It's incredibly common in Britain, considering a certain demographic has a penchant for inbreeding. Floss? Robust delirium, thank you. New model was promised 10,000 years ago. She's still waiting. Karmic imbalance means we get out Munya merch quickly. I am deteriorating, chat. I am deteriorating as the day goes on. This cold is kicking my fucking ass. Whew. Aren't they saying that the program wasn't providing necessary information to keep things publicly secure? From what you read, it sounds like the program that was cancelled was not transparent enough, and that's what the stakeholders complained about. It says, the model created disincentives for transparent industry standard vulnerability disclosure. So they're saying that people in charge of the machines did not want to disclose vulnerabilities so that the program could do its job. At least that's how I'm reading it. That's how I'm reading what it says. Call it a day. Health comes first. I mean, I might have to. Some jackass stole the chocolate cake you had in your lunch bag. What the fuck? Who steals someone else's lunch bag, dude? Pistol whip. Has it really been 6 years? That's a number you've been hearing most frequently in regards to Kirsche's new model. My original model was supposed to be finished in 2020. Yes, and that one is still not done. It's still not done. Lag versus skill, thank you for the wand. The US military is already using quantum computers. All these conventional digital security will be useless when the US's enemies start using them. Also a fair point. Mama. Size's analysis of the critical product evaluation reports confirms that election software, like any complex system, contains a spectrum of vulnerabilities, including input validation bugs, insecure deserialization. I think I read that already. I think I might need to stop streaming. I literally cannot hold on to a thought for more than a second, so every time I look at chat, I lose my place and I can't remember what I've already talked about. And I'm just, oh my god. I'm straining to not vomit every time I speak. Are we allowed to know, is the model I'm getting thanks to Cha-Cha the same one as one already in progress? It's another one. It's another one. It's a different one. We could circle back tomorrow. Tomorrow I definitely want to play Digimon. I usually reserve Fridays for just yapping. It's a yap day, brother. Oh, yeah. Damn, Phoenix DS, thank you. Slide your voter ID through a card reader so that it logs that you have to come vote. No other instances can be allowed since the ID's been logged. This will also give me a chance to organize all of the fucking tabs that I did not today because I slept through all of my alarms and phone calls due to being sick. So I'll set everything up tonight so we're ready to fucking fly tomorrow, man. Go crawl in the bed. I'm gonna go fucking crawl in the bed, dude. I need to go die. I need to go die. I am very sorry, chat. I hate ending stream early, but I am literally incapable of doing things, and I don't want to give you a subpar experience. I am sorry. I'm sorry, chat. We had our stream taken down by glowies yesterday, and now I'm sick. Now I'm sick. Oh my god. I am gonna go lay down in bed and die. I'm sorry for a short stream. I will see you guys tomorrow at the usual time. Fingers crossed that I'm not gonna be sicker than today. Pray the NyQuil keeps doing its job. Pray for the NyQuil, chat. And I hope that you guys keep getting your shipping notifications. I'm now very confused about the shipping time because I thought it was supposed to be like within a 12 to 16 week window, but I guess we're like at the end of that, which is crazy. I don't know. Maybe there was like a delay from the warehouse for holidays. I don't know. But hopefully those will keep coming out. If you don't receive a shipping notification, like Binary Mind said, by August, definitely contact support on the website. There is a support ticket area of the website. They've been very helpful, according to everyone I've talked to. So don't hesitate to reach out to them. Thank you guys for hanging out. Sorry again for ending early, and see you tomorrow, hopefully less sick. Have a good rest of your night, chat!